Yeah, we find her, the beautiful girl we've been missing. We wanna have her kissing. We find her, now we in love. Segun, the remix.
DMB, Tux Bites, remix.
Now if I had to lose you like a bad phone connection, I'd change my game to get a better reception. Sit back, let's start this interaction. Don't fight the feelings, just a chain reaction. Your heart won't give you the wrong instructions. Like my GPS, yes I got the right direction. We gotta merge together like a road intersection. Last stop is gonna be my love and affection. I ain't like the mother dudes, they wanna call you shorty, but I'ma call you a beautiful girl. I took your picture home, my mama saw it, she's a very, very beautiful girl. I wanna put you in my video, cause you're so beautiful. You're a beautiful girl. So when you hear us on your radio, turn up your stereo. It's a beautiful girl.
Gotta find a shorty, what's worth of a lady. It's nice but maybe doesn't look like 40. It's taking a little time. I wasn't seeing no signs, any traces of my baby. Who's gonna be my baby? But I thought I'm gonna take my time. Within it took a long fine eye. I saw a shorty passing by. She's got this very pretty smile. It was right at the bus station. I tried to make a conversation, holding her arms, feeling so charmed. I felt the sensation. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Now I realize I found me a beautiful girl. She's a model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it by. Beautiful girl, sparkling eyes, a killing thigh. I found me a beautiful girl.
Body me LP, my wish came true when I saw you, girl. God must have blessed me with your beauty, girl. Looking so right from your head to your toe. Shaped like a cocoa bottle with a smile of a queen. My queen to be, you my destiny. Got a body of a goddess with your beauty. I'm impressed and I'm never in distress. Come on over and be mine. Been searching for a man and now all the cats keep looking to mine. With a sexy walk and a sexy talk, she must be from your planet called the sexy world. I know I ain't tripping, better yet I'm thinking put a ring on the finger, we look good together. Take your place in my heart with your beauty. I'ma say that I'll never turn away. Who would think I'm in love?
Such the way she smiles at me just really makes me weak. The way she speaks to me just really make me go so weak. Keep staring in her eyebrows. All I kept on saying is wow. Your beauty shines and breeze at night. All I really want in my life. Oh yeah. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl, sparkling eyes, killing thigh. I found me a beautiful girl. Yeah, beautiful girl, most beautiful girl. Yeah. Beautiful girl.
Damn. Money, you seen her? Hot Ice, have you seen her? LP, have you seen her? I'ma go over to Tux Bites. I know you've probably seen her. He has a lot of beautiful girls with him. Tux, it's DMB, baby. Look,
Beautiful.
I look for a while, but I can't seem to find a beautiful girl so I can make her mine. Time after time, I've been searching for a while, but every girl I meet never seems worthwhile. What can I do? I pray to God for an answer. I feel pains in my heart like cancer, and when I find her, I'm gonna romance her. Lace several presents and gifts, call me Santa. Claus, I make a heartbeat pause. That's my girl, homeboy, not yours. The girl of my dreams, she's more than I ever thought. Show me Aston Kutcher, I think I'm getting punked. She's what I really want, so I'ma go get her. Since I'm a go getter, you know I'm gon' get her. And I will give her the world, anything for my beautiful girl.
Psych. Ooh, it's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl, sparkling eyes, killing
touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
Man of prestige. Ha! Now this guy win. Now you win. Now you win today. Now you win. Now you win. I agree. Man of prestige. Now man you be.
I'm sure some people will be jealous now the way I talk about Ola. But I have learned a lot from him. That's why I keep telling you to follow him. If you don't follow Man of Prestige, now you know.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. What's going on? Hello. Anna Day. Chinye, what's going on? Good to see you. You're early today, I see. Welcome. Do me a favor. Go in the backstage. Tell them I'm live right here. Let's ping everybody else into the room. Hit the like button. Share, subscribe. Turn up your notifications so you're notified whenever we go live. My name is Ola. I'm coming to you live from my Empire Pro Studios. What we do here is we cover life and relationship lessons extracted from trendy topics. Self-power, social seduction, attraction, emotional intelligence angle is how we tackle these things. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so we're notified when we go live. I am a marriage coach along with my wife. You can download our books for free at manofprestige.com. And yes, we are about to do another session, enlightening session today. Hopefully we can all walk away with some kind of value. Shout out to my sponsors, Mo Fresh, Life with Natu, Adesua. Mo Fresh, where are you? Adesua, where are you? Film God, where are you? Open Floor by Tima. These are the people that keeps the platform going by being a member of the platform. There's a join button on the platform. When you use that button, you become a channel sponsors. Now, I don't know for how long I can keep mentioning people's names, but we're still few. And it's a beautiful time. We're at the beginning of the journey. So shout out to Gorex Corner, D-Love 3000, Yes TV, Chidema, Sparkleberry, Mary Parker. Thank you so much. You can sponsor this show for as low as 99 cents. Our goal this month was $449. Right now, we've done $182.18, up by 2 cents from the last time. Membership and super chats are open, and you can support even using Cash App, $ Man of Prestige, or you can use Zelle and PayPal. Email address ask@manofprestige.com is the same email address you can use to reach out to us if you need help, counsel, coaching with regards to your relationship, your marriage, and just life. All right, so we are offering a complimentary coaching session for those of you that are in Australia, America, or Europe. If you're in Nigeria, we will offer an free email consultation. So you will have to send email of your full story, and then we'll take it from there. All right, we do have paid programs. We just want to make sure you're a fit for our program before we continue the conversation, so you don't end up wasting money and time. All right, with that being said, you can also send a WhatsApp text message to +1732 305 8577. All right, when you reach out, be serious, okay? Be serious, so we can make sure we're taking care of more serious people. Thank you so much for understanding. Thank you, Natu, for being here. I appreciate you for being here. All right, so without any further ado, let's get into the show. I'll be right back.
Hey Prestige fam, show some love to the video. Hit like, subscribe, and share. Are you in Europe, America, and struggling in your relationship? From argument to abuse and trust issues, we're here to help.
Lola and I founded Prestige Marriage Academy to transform your story. With 20 years of friendship, 17 years of marriage, experience with navigating the ups and downs of marriage, and personalized coaching, includes 24/7 support. Ignorance is expensive. WhatsApp us at +1732 305 8577 to book a free discovery session today and take charge now.
Don't wing it.
Join us in creating the love life you deserve. All right, welcome back. I did have some different stories lined up to warm up today, but I found something. I think this is fascinating. I find this fascinating. I find another way to go viral. Anybody want to guess? I found a way to go viral with Nigerians. If you're trying to gather audience of Nigerians on the internet, I found a way to go viral. Anybody want to guess? Let me show you what I'm talking about. All right. There's a specific type of topic that you have to talk about if you want to go viral. Yeah. Just a few minutes ago, I was on Instagram, just floating around. I was like, oh God, Nigerians. But honest, to be fair to Nigerians, it's not just Nigerians, it's all over the world. There's one specific type of topic that all we have to do is just talk about that, and then we can go viral. No, it's not Christianity, it's not preaching, none of that. Something related in one way, shape, or form or the other. All right, but let me show you what I am talking about. All right. Okay, so if you look on my screen, okay, it's not Adiola with her stomach. I don't know why she's showing us that. Jesus. Okay, I guess she just wanted to showcase where she's coming from. All right, good. This is what I'm talking about. Let's see. Let me refresh this page. And Daddy Freeze is live right now. Listen to this.
I want you to, if you can.
This is live right now as I'm speaking.
Do you have? Who has Bible?
Obi, give me your phone. Let me. Can I use Google to get what?
Yes.
Yes.
I just want you to read it. I don't want to be the one to read it for you.
Give me the Google. Let me use my son's phone. Okay. What's the chat?
Let's see. They might have finished the stories, but this is what they were talking about earlier.
Please.
And
Matthew 25.
let me see. There are 525 people watching this live.
Matthew chapter
right now.
25.
25 verse.
Read
That's
from verse 57.
more than. That feels does gather audience, but
verse.
people are glued in on this.
Matthew 50.
Right
Matthew
now.
27 verse.
If you want to capture Nigerians'
Matthew
attentions,
27 verse 50.
right now all we have to do is start talking ghost stories.
Verse 50.
And that's it.
Sorry.
Let me see. Is
I
there a
have
way
never-
to mute this? I can't mute it.
I can't remember the last time.
All right. So let me stop.
Last time I do
Hold on one
anything
second.
about Bible.
Okay, I think I can mute the.
Okay. Verse 50. It says, and when
Okay.
Jesus had
All right. So it
cried
should be
out
muted
again
now.
in a loud
You guys
voice.
still hearing it, or is
Sorry,
muted?
my
Is it
phone keeps
muted?
falling.
Can somebody
It
please
says,
tell me if it's still
and
muted?
when
I just want to
Jesus
read some of the
had
comments on
cried
the
out
screen.
again in a
Right.
loud voice.
So this lady needs
he
to be
gave up
born
his
again. I
spirit.
pray, Holy Spirit, convict
Continue.
and convert her in Jesus'
And it
mighty
says,
name.
at that
What just
moment,
happened is that she
the
just
curtain
finished
of the
telling a
temple was
story
torn into
of the ghost
from
of
top
her
to bottom.
sister,
The earth
who passed
shook.
away a few days before that
The
point.
rocks split.
Basically roaming around her house, and she told
Should
the
I
story.
continue?
See that gentleman
Obi, how do you- Obi,
below
come
the
on,
screen
come on.
right there?
Your
That
phone
man
is-
was still like,
is a
they don't come
teenager's phone. How do you
again.
open this?
Before she finished the
just open
story,
the
the
next
guy's
verse.
eyes went
Okay.
like this.
Yeah. Okay. Read
Right?
full chapter.
He started paying close
47.
attention because the
I have
story
read
was quite,
50.
it was quite,
Can't remember. I don't even know what church looks
quite
like. So this thing is
fascinating.
just new to me.
Now,
And then
she
I have
ended
read
up talking
51,
to some
54.
white old lady medium.
Okay. At that
And,
moment, the
and
curtain
then
of
they
the
helped
temple
her
was torn
interpret and then
into
connect
from
with the
top to
ghost and
bottom.
all this kind of
The
stuff.
earth shook.
And it
The
almost
rocks
seems like in the
split.
chat, Nigerians were
And 52
surprised that white
said, and
people
the, and the
also,
tombs broke
they
open.
are fascinated by
Bodies
ghost
of many
stories.
Holy Spirits
you know?
who had died were
Now, here's the
raised
thing.
to life. They came out of the tombs after Jesus' resurrection
You know what's even
and
more
went
fascinating?
into the holy
What's
city
more
and
fascinating
appeared to many people.
is the
Or become here.
how do
That's
I put
okay.
this? Is
That's
the
all I wanted you
fact
to read.
that
Okay.
The
people that see ghosts
tombs
feel
were
the
opened.
need
Okay.
to convince
and
other
many
people
holy
that they've
people.
seen a
If you
ghost
read it,
before.
the New
All right?
Testament was written
There's been
in
a
Greek.
series of stories that
So
the
I'll
has
read
been.
it to
I've
you
been
in
seeing this
Greek to give
headline.
you
Some
the
things
Greek
about
translation.
some people saying their mother is a witch.
Okay.
All this kind of stuff. Right?
I'll read it to you now.
people. All I
you
want
have
to say
the
is that people are
understanding.
struggling. I really feel for people. What's going on, Jim? I really feel for
Because
people. People are struggling.
it says
They need answers.
they left
right?
the
They have a
cemetery
need
after
to be able to
Yahushua's
explain,
resurrection, went into the
rationalize.
holy city of Jerusalem,
But the idea of
and appeared to
rationalizing
many
with
people.
ghost stories.
Verse 52
Just
talks
think
about who
that.
these people were. So let me
Yeah.
open verse 52. That's
think
I'm on
about
Matthew
the
27, verse
Let's see.
52.
What is
Okay.
this?
It says,
Of
the
rationalizing
tombs
with
opened,
ghost story.
and
Hold on
the
a second.
bodies of many godly men and women
Oh,
who had died were raised
sorry about that, guys.
from.
So let me
Right.
read some of this comment. Somebody said the fact that the spirit's coming to you
Now,
are telling you truth
what does the
and
Greek
verifiable
Bible
facts
say?
doesn't mean they are
It says,
beneficial. All right. So
"Somata"
this lady is also an
means
unbeliever
body.
in Christ, particularly, right? So,
Of
but she believes in spirits,
Hagion, saint.
and she's very convinced that spirit. Now she thinks she's stronger
If
now,
during the time
but she
of
came on the
Christ,
stage to come and explain the spirit.
the godly
Someone
people,
said,
the
"Child,
good
the Lord will
people
visit
of
you
that
today,
time, who
and
were already
you shall be
fine,
born
still
again."
rose
All right, good.
and
Let me see
appeared
here.
to many people.
Nobody is telling me
Why would we
if that
think
audio was muted or
that
not.
the
You
people
guys
who
do me a favor
appear
now.
to us are evil?
Listen to
That's
this.
the question I
That's
always
a
try to
very
ask.
big point.
And then Nigerian
No, I'm not
pastors
telling ghost
will
story.
tell
Jim,
you
Jim.
there is
Exactly.
no business
I'm not telling ghost story.
person where they
I
are alive
promise.
and person where by get together.
You know, sometimes I feel sorry. I feel so sorry.
Yes, you just open my mind
You
now.
just,
swear
I
to
feel
God.
so much sorry for some of our parents or some of our relatives that have died, and they, sometimes when some of our their relatives sees them in the dream, they start banning them, calling
Yes.
them evil spirits. Oh,
All right, so I'll leave it alone. Since
Prince
Jim is already saying
I've been sending
she's
you
scared and
requests
stuff.
back to back. You've
But
not been accepting the
you
request.
see how you are
That means I have
scared?
to
The
bring you
extreme
back
opposite
later
is
in
people
the
that are
night.
fascinated
It's
about it. Some
heartbroken.
people are in the chat,
So-
and
so-
some people are saying, you know what?
so
Maybe I'm
if
going
I
to bed
die- if
now,
I die
and
now,
then they are glued to
and then
it.
I appear to my lovely
You know,
children.
someone
in the
said
dream,
even
they'll
disciples
start-
said
they'll start
Jesus
banning me.
said
It
that
depends.
said to
If
Jesus
you
that
feed
some
them
say it
Nigerian
was
Christianity,
Elijah.
they'll begin to
No, I can never.
One
No.
pastor always say demons they
Oh,
scatter
make
him
sure
chair
that
for
you
living
don't-
room.
because
And I
how
believe that
can it
one
be in
too.
the Bible
All right, so here's
that
the
the
thing:
good
when people are talking ghost stories or they believe it or not,
were
it's not
raised,
something to believe or not.
and
It's
they went
ghost
to visit
stories.
people, and people saw them. It's there. How
There's
do we
nothing for you
miss
to
this
believe or
part
not to
and
believe.
come up with this
It's
nonsense that we
literally
teach
they're talking
our
about stuff in
children?
the spiritual realms.
You see, let me tell you something.
What
eh?
is there to argue about?
African
It is not
ancestry
real. It is in the
is
spiritual realm.
very deep.
It's their experience. It's their
Extremely
spiritual
deep.
experience.
Powerful.
You know.
Very
But you know why Nigerians are fascinated by
you
that
see,
story? Because
My grandfather
they want to
and my
argue that it is real or
grandmother
it is not real.
look like me.
Okay, and you know
I have
what's
a
going to
bent
happen
back. If
for
you notice, my back
everybody
is
on
not
both
very
sides
straight.
of
I have
this
a
hour.
bent back. I got it from my grandfather.
Explain, because
I
no
got it from
evidence.
my mom. My mom got it from her
They will
grandfather.
explain tired though. Anyway,
You
I want us to
look like
get
your
into what we're here
ancestors.
to talk
You
about
are
today,
a
because that's not
product
really why
of your
we're here
ancestors.
today.
And that's where
I want us to get into it.
reincarnation probably comes in.
Do you understand?
Yeah, so there's this
So
guy.
what
You
am
guys
I
know who
trying to
Segun
say
Obe is?
you
Let me
don't
remove
look like
Daddy
Jesus.
Freeze from the screen.
No.
You guys know who
How
Segun Obe
come
is?
the
Anybody know who
spirits that
Segun
look
Obe
like you,
is?
that ate a bag,
Segun
that
Obe.
you
There's a
that
report.
drank kunu,
There's an
that you
article from
understand,
11 hours ago
that
on BellaNiger.com. Says Segun Obe
pounded
found his
yam,
soulmate at almost 50.
spirits that you could
See
relate
how
to
it all
are now
began.
bad. But a
See how
God
it all
built
began.
in the
Hold on
image
one
of your
second.
colonial
Let me
masters
see
is
if I
good.
can
Colonialize,
share.
colonial,
Segun Obe, I think he's a
colonialism can
singer.
never
I'm
end.
not sure
So
if
when
it's
I see my dad
I'm
now,
not sure.
my lovely
It's
dad,
also a brother
I'll go and report
to.
him to the pastor.
You go and report to the pastor.
Is it
the
Tunde
pastor
and
start
Wumi
doing
Obe?
special
And then the
prayer
pastor
for
will
Something like
start.
that.
The
This
pastor
guy.
will
Let me
start
tell you
controlling.
So he got married recently. This guy right here. All right. Actually, within the last few days, he got married and he found a soulmate at almost 50. This segment here, this one more segment is just to encourage. I wanted to encourage anybody who might be closing in on 50, 60, but one day, someday, they want to find love. Okay. That's what I want to talk about real quick. Okay. Just to make sure I help I want to help Jean here put a demarcation here. I'm going to play this and then we'll come back and talk about this, okay? I'll be right back.
Hey Prestige fam, show some love to the video. Hit like, subscribe, and share. Are you in Europe, America, and struggling in your relationship? From argument to abuse and trust issues, we are here to help.
Lola and I founded Prestige Marriage Academy to transform your story. With 20 years of friendship, 17 years of marriage, experience with navigating the ups and downs of marriage, and personalized coaching, includes 24/7 support. Ignorance is expensive. WhatsApp us at +1 732 305 8577 to book a free discovery session today and take charge now.
Don't wing it.
Join us in creating the love life you deserve.
All right, welcome back. So, like I was saying, let's talk about Segun Obe. Today we're going to be talking about My Husband Won't Listen. Is My Marriage Over? Definitely we have a story to cover today. Shout out to Chidima. Welcome, Chidima. Jim Beyond Brace says, never. I'm fascinated with love of Christ. Full stop. Good for you. Good for you. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live. Marriott, welcome. I see you. How are you doing? All right. So let's talk about Segun Obe. I'm going to read this real quick. This is just a quick segment to encourage anybody who actually desires a life partner. And you might be feeling like, oh, it's getting late or anything like that. Anyway, so this is a good story that I think we should definitely cover. Now, there's the myth of the soulmate, but there's also finding your soulmates. Those are two different things. Okay. Anyway, let me read this. At almost 50, Nigerian gospel artist Segun Obe found love and married his Ghanaian soulmate Nita. The first chapter of their love story began 5 years ago when Nita came across his ministration online. You'll have to keep reading to see her narration of how it all happened. We also have the opportunity to interview Segun and hear his thoughts on finding love later in life. Finding love later in life. That's really the reason why I wanted to talk about this, actually, because let me tell you something. Something has happened. That's the beautiful bride right there. All right. Something is happening. Something is in the air. Love is in the air, but there's a lot more in the air too. We also had the opportunity. Okay, let's see here. Enjoy the white wedding photos. Okay. Let me see here. This is another one. If you guys just want to feed your eyes real quick while I'm reading that. Okay. All right. Hold on 1 second. Let me see here. Where is the thing? Where at D? Okay. All right. Good. So, how did you meet Nita? My partner heard about my voice training workshop, Voice It Out with Segun Obe, and she came all the way from Canada to attend one of the editions. Yeah, she came all the way from Canada to come and train voice. Okay. I was super touched by this gesture and I kept in touch with her. Our chats were like people who had known each other for years and flowed naturally. Our level of humility and deep knowledge of God and His Word also wowed me. This went on for about 4 years, and as they say, the rest is history. Okay. 4 years, they kept talking. Okay. I wonder how old she is. Now, he's almost 50. Now, what were some of the key factors that led to you deciding that this was the right time? God's ways are not our ways. Neither are His thoughts or our thoughts. His thoughts are thoughts. God speaks to my spirit and I hear it loud and clear. And when I hear from my Heavenly Father, as a gospel artist, I run with it. I knew exactly what I wanted in my wife, mannerisms, and she checked all the boxes. Very considerate, down to earth, caring. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. Considerate, down to earth. 2, 3, caring, loves the Lord. 4, right? With her whole heart. And trust me, any woman who can love and passionately follow a God she cannot physically see will have no challenges loving a man she sees daily. My spirit told me it was time, and I made my move. Simple. Okay. All right. Let's see. What do you guys think? Let me see. All right. So 50 years old, he found love. That's what we're talking about. Let me show you guys this one. It's another beautiful picture here, right? Okay, let's see here. How has your perspective on marriage evolved over the years? The good thing about getting married at my age, I'm gonna be 50 in October. He's about to be 50 in October this year. By the way, so technically I am 49. Is that okay? The good thing about getting married at my age is that you have seen life in its fullness and nothing shocks you again. At that age, you make a holistic decision when it comes to life's choices. It's no longer about body shape and so on at this stage, but more about connection and deep feelings. This is not to say everyone should get married at 50, but then everyone's story is different, and this is my story. Any regrets marrying at his age? For me, none whatsoever. Okay, so, and at 50 he looks good. It's a good looking man at 50. Let me show you what it looks like in his agbada. Okay, let's see here. Now I'm highlighting this because sometimes people mix up our topics into something else. That's why I'm highlighting this. Very, very important to say that. Okay, he looks good at 50. Now here's another question that he was asked. Was there any pressure from your family to get married, and how were you able to handle it? Okay, pressure was my middle name actually during pressure was my middle name actually during that period, but I knew what I wanted and never allowed the pressure to prevail. Getting a divorce 3 years after getting married due to pressure ain't a testimony, trust me. Oh, here we go. We're getting the rest I'm reading it for the first time. We're getting some rest of the story. Before I continue, let me come to the chat. We're talking about Segun Obe, who finds his soulmate at almost 50. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live. Let's bring everybody else into the room. Okay, let's see here. Time is up. No, chill. I will finish this. Why was he single at 50? Uncle Beno, I think we just got the answer, my brother. He was divorced 3 years after he got married. That was part of his story. We're about to get into that. Yes, he looks good at 50. Has he ever married before? Okay, so I have something that I say here. If you're 40 and you never been married before and you're a man and you're walking around like that's something special, no, you're not special. You're a walking red flag. Unless you've actually done some work, okay, on yourself. There's a reason why you're walking around. Oh yeah, not just men, women too. Sorry, okay, men, women. You've never been married. You're 40 years old. You're walking around, and somehow you think that you are everything since sliced bread. No, you're not. You are. There's a reason. Okay, particularly if you desire. This is very important. This part is very important. If you've always desired to get married and somehow it hasn't happened at 40, there's a reason. Okay, and you need to engage and learn what the reasons are. That's what I mean when I say walking red flag. Okay, I don't mean that you've committed a crime. I don't mean to be offensive in any way. I just want you to pay attention to don't try to run away from something you can learn. There's something you need to learn about yourself. If you've never wanted to marry, you're free. Problem solved. Problem solved. There are people like that, by the way, that never wanted to get married. This reminds me of that big shot lawyer, MBA chairman who married for the first time at 50. Good luck to this man. It's good luck to him, right? Exactly. Congratulations to the newlywed. Hi, is this Moses and Mary, Moses Bliss 2.0? No, this is not even trending like that. This is not trending like that. Jum is a Jesus baby. Yes, so obviously. Anyway, so he's almost the same age as Sharon's husband, but he's been married before, and that's actually, in this context, a good thing, right? That means hopefully he's had life experiences. There's nothing wrong. a lot could be wrong with him, but particularly with respect to the question, why have you never been married before? There's nothing wrong with him in that respect. So, but like many people, a lot of people are failing in marriage. Yes, the word is failing, meaning it ended up in divorce, right? It's an opportunity to learn. It's not the end of the world. It's an opportunity to learn. So anyway, this is the question that I'm going to, if you want to read the article, it's on bellanigeria.com. This is the question. Was there any pressure from your family to get married, and how were you able to handle it? He said, pressure was my middle name. Actually, it's a hyperbole. He's trying to say that he encountered a lot of pressure during that period, but I knew what I wanted and never allowed the pressure to prevail. Getting a divorce 3 years after getting married due to pressure ain't a testimony, trust me. Okay, so again, is he saying, now let me retract back, is he saying he got divorced 3 years later, or he actually has been married before? Maybe I was too fast. He hasn't said explicitly that he was married for 3 years. He's just saying maybe that's why he didn't get married early. He didn't want to divorce 3 years later. That's not a testimony. So let's keep reading. I know who I am and whose I am. So that makes it easier to relax in God and wait for my time and season. Now, it's a beautiful thing to be able to wait for your time. It does not stop you from continuing to become a better version of yourself, which is what I was saying when I said, hey, if you always wanted to be married, this has always been your childhood dream, and you're now 40, 41, 43, 45, there's a reason. Talk to someone about it, okay? If you still want to be married. If you don't want to be married, problem solved. I would rather have a peaceful home than a home full of war just because I wanted to marry early. Nita is my peace, and I'm glad I waited, even though it was a painful process, but nothing good comes out of comfort zones. Pain brings out the best in anyone who is ready to go through the process, albeit hard and rough. I guess I would say in conclusion, God kept me, and I mean that in every sense of the word. Glad it ended in praise. Hallelujah to Jesus. Here's my overall with Segun Obe. Segun Obe, congratulations to Segun Obe. Yours too can happen at any time. God's time is the best. It's never, this is a fact, it's never too late. All right. No. This is not delusional. There's a bunch of weirdos on the internet talking about you're being delusional because they're reading statistics. No. They're delusional. This is a fact. God's time is the best. This is another fact. It's never too late. Every day you wake up, you're presented with another new opportunity to start all over. This is not only true for single people, it's actually true for the rest of us. It's a mindset, it's an attitude about life, and it's the best way to live your life. Does that make sense? All right, good. Let's leave it at that. Let's just congratulate him and leave him alone. Can you find a soulmate at 50? Yes. Is this fake story? No, it's not fake story. There are people finding love at 50, 70, 60, 70. Some of them because they lost a spouse. Like somebody's spouse actually died. Some of them because they are late bloomers. Some of them because they were scared. They were afraid. Another way to sugarcoat that is that I don't want to be divorced 3 years later. Maybe they were afraid of making a move, right? It could be any of that. Ultimately, God's time is the best. Uncle Benny said, me, I disagree with him. After Beshi, how many ladies dumb them? It's a fine boy too. He probably did a lot of that. It's a fine boy, a good singer at that. He sang national anthem somewhere. I forgot. I don't know if it was Tinubu's inauguration. He sang national anthem recently somewhere. A guy's a singer. He's a hell of a singer too. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live. Let's get into some more today.
Hey Prestige fam, show some love to the video. Hit like, subscribe, and share. Are you in Europe, America, and struggling in your relationship? From argument to abuse and trust issues, we're here to help.
Lola and I founded Prestige Marriage Academy to transform your story With 20 years of friendship, 17 years of marriage, experience with navigating the ups and downs of marriage, and personalized coaching, includes 24/7 support. Ignorance is expensive. WhatsApp us at +1732 305 8577 to book a free discovery session today and take charge now.
Don't wing it.
Join us in creating the love life you deserve.
All right, welcome back. You can't get 50% of his property after divorce. So this story was trending earlier on, and they're talking about in Nigeria in particular. But let me read it. There's a report here on Daily Post with respect to when it comes to divorce. And there's this lawyer, I guess that's him that you're looking at on the screen. It's an activist lawyer. And okay, so here's the report on dailypost.ng. It says activist lawyer Madu Buachi. Hey, Jesus, help me, Lord, help me. I probably just butchered that name. Madu Buachi Idam. On Thursday, that's today, said Nigerian laws frown at a woman getting 50% of her husband's property during divorce. Before I continue, do you think it's fair for a woman to get 50% of her husband's property? Or, yeah, let me say it that way. Of her husband's property if they go to divorce. Do you think that's fair? Anybody think that's fair? Junju say people are fond of quoting statistics over a real life experience. I know. Like, everybody's experience is different. Statistics are good for studies. That's about it. We don't use it to predict people's lives. So, do you think that's fair? Do you think it's right, or do you think it's wrong for a woman to get 50% of her husband's property if they go through a divorce?
Well, you're right.
What y'all think? Anyway, activist lawyer. Nobody's answering me, so let me continue. We're here. I'm here by myself. It's okay. Edom warned that women who push their husbands into court marriage with the intent of sharing his properties during divorce should know that such is alien to the Nigerian law. Let's reverse. That paragraph is pregnant. Edom warned that women, those of you women that want court marriage by force, by fire, because you are planning, particularly this word, one of the most problematic words that we're going to have in conversations about marriage, relationships, dating, is the word pretend. It's one of the most Start paying attention to it. Yeah, I will start highlighting some of these words for you so that your readers can start going off when you hear them. The word pretend is causing a lot of problems. In marriages, it's causing a lot of problems, creating a lot of fear for unmarried people. Okay, essentially, they engage trying to make a faith move from pragmatic place, which is why potentially they might have to wait until 50, 60 before they finally realize that it's always a move of faith. Sorry. Right? Anyway, that paragraph, let me read it again for you. I don't know if you get it yet. Here's what I just said, okay? I'm going to repeat this multiple times as we continue in this journey, this prestige journey, okay? One of the most problematic words when it comes to handling crisis in dating, relationships, and marriage is the word pretend. Let's see so sometimes they use as planning to. Adam warned that women who push their husbands into court marriage with the intent of sharing his property during divorce. So not only are you planning, okay, with the intent and pretending that you love this man, you're actually already planning the divorce before you enter it. Okay, let's keep going. So if you are the kind of woman and you're pushing men to go to court by force instead of you just getting pregnant jejely and let's do life together, okay? If you say court wedding because you want to collect somebody's money, he's warning you. That's who is giving warning to right now. Edom warned that women who push their husbands into court marriage with the intent of sharing his properties during divorce should know that such is alien to the Nigerian law. In a chat with Daily Post, the lawyer noted that the spouse will be made to provide evidence of contributing towards the acquisition of such a property. Okay, do you think that's fair to make a woman provide evidence before she can get something out of a marriage that she was a part of? Do you think that's fair? Beyond Brace Jim, you say it depends on how those properties are acquired, joint or solely. Okay, all right. That's what the Nigerian law says. That's not what it says in California, though. I think New York is also crazy. But let's keep going. Everybody's panicking right now. Everybody's afraid of women. Gentlemen. Oh my show. How did we end up here? Everybody's scared of women. Okay. According to Edom, and I quote, the law that awards 50% or any percentage of a man's property to his wife during divorce is strange to the Nigerian soil. Women who push their man to have them married statutorily, statutorily court marriage with an intention. In other words, you are pretending to love this man and you are basically planning to divorce at some point. With an intention to share in their property during divorce, should be informed that such law is alien to Nigeria. Statutory marriage, court marriage, does not aid a Nigerian woman to reap where she did not or has not sown. Interpretation: women that do this in California are reaping from where they did not sow. Okay, that's the interpretation there. Okay, if it were so, divorce would have been the most lucrative thing after oil business for some Gen Zs who are not willing to be married but desperate to escape poverty. Gen Z don't collect.
Jesus is Lord.
How did we get here? These people are so delulu. They watch too many American TV shows. I believe that's where this is coming from. This is another man who has been engaging entertainment by way of manosphere, nothing else. They're so predictable. Oh my God. But anyway, let's keep going. I think it's interesting though, because more and more of them are going to see. So we need to course correct. You know, those are the kind of content that go viral. You see how 10 of us are hanging out here, gently, quietly. If I was talking about women are evil for sharing 50%, I mean, the title cannot say, no, the title doesn't say that yet. But if the title said that, it will probably be more here right now, because everybody is just moving from a place of fear. Everybody's afraid of themselves. He, however, noted in the event of death, the spouse is entitled to properties of the deceased. Edom added, except in the event of death, when a surviving spouse is entitled to the properties of his or her deceased spouse acquired during the pendency of their statutory or court marriage. Okay, first of all, in Nigeria, that's actually not true. Okay, if we're going by the same logic is going in Nigeria, oftentimes the family will come in and potentially, not always, they can actually kick her out of the house that she lives in. You remember that story that we covered here not too long ago? The man, even in London, the man and the woman, the pastor and the woman in London, that the woman was actually kicked out of the house, even in London, right? And they're still trying to. Now the court in London has awarded her some serious money, like $700,000 or something like that. But the church and the man is still trying to fight it. Anyway, so even with the logic is coming with in the first place, if we use that logic and if we know exactly where it's coming from, he probably doesn't mean this, but except only in debt. Even in debt, they kick them out. Is that fair? Okay, so after all, we're all obsessed with fairness, right? Is that fair? Is that a fair society? We're getting there. He's telling us the truth, small. Similar right is not available to the spouse during divorce. So death, divorce, even though it says till death do us part, it's not the same. You're not entitled, period. All right. Now there's something he said here that's very important, where he said statutory marriage does not aid a Nigerian woman to reap where she did not or has not sown. The real question in those courts, in those states, in those jurisdictions where they allow them, the real question is that how do you define sowing into a marriage? That's the question that nobody wants to answer. How do you define somebody actually sowing into a marriage? How do we define that? Is that spelled out somewhere on a prenup somewhere, maybe, right? Anyway, let's keep going. He said, to be entitled to any portion of your spouse's property during divorce, you must prove your contribution to the acquisition of such property in a concrete and substantial manner. Okay, that's a lawyer speaking, so I won't judge him too much, right? But if you take this mindset into marriage, you go. And that's especially true if you are a lawyer. Okay, even if you're a lawyer, yes, you self go collect. Let's continue here. Laws are territorial. What is obtainable in the UK is not automatically applicable in Nigeria, except it's legislated as a law in Nigeria. Okay, now keep in mind, I have not said it's wrong in any way. Okay, I look at this kind of stuff, and then I want you to pay attention to the kind of mindset it creates for people who might actually end up in that situation, not the professional running his mouth. I'm talking about people that are actually in that situation, and now they think the best way to protect themselves is to build a wall around themselves. Like I said yesterday when I was hanging out with Uncle Beno here, you can build a wall around yourself so high that when that wall caves in, no one will be able to find you in them rubbles. There, I'm warning you. This is real life. This is not textbook. If one of your reasons for pushing your spouse is to have married statutory is to enable you enjoy a certain percent of his wealth, when you or he seeks divorce, you may need to rethink. So let me say another thing. Anything can happen. There are pretenders out there. Is it most of the cases? No, I disagree. I don't think most people are going into a whole marriage just because they want to pretend to take somebody's money. Okay, I think that's minority. What about all these people marrying rich people? Well, let's do the math. Rich people are actually still the minority of the society. So your math is already off. Okay, the math is already off. But for the few, one too many people that are actually doing that, okay, if you're going into a marriage and you're pretending to collect somebody's money, yes, yourself you go collect. But honestly, I don't think you will listen anyway because you're a thief, right? So I'm never really talking to thieves and cheaters and liars. I'm talking to good people like us that we end up collecting because we needed some type of wisdom to navigate life. We were delusional. We thought it was good enough just to be a good person, and you're finding out possibly for the first time that it's not good enough to just be a good person. You actually need to have some skills, know what you're doing, right? Which is why just reading textbooks and telling us what the law says is not good enough to sustain a marriage. And by the way, this young man right here with his beard, he's probably just speaking for himself. He's probably afraid shitless of marriage, and he's trying to warn women, don't come and try to steal my money. But you might be able to protect yourself financially, but the biggest piece of this is your heart. you're probably setting up. You're probably setting yourself up. Okay, you're probably gonna be hurt even more because you're probably operating from a place of unrealistic expectations. Disappointments comes from expectations. So if your expectations are unrealistic, particularly when you thought you've read all the books in the world, like in real life you're actually a smart, intelligent person, yeah, you go collect.
Sorry, yo.
At the end of the day, Oberyn is not your mate. Okay. So there's more stuff that you need to learn beyond just the textbook. I think I still have definitely delusional. So women, I guess the message to you is that please, you can't get 50% of his property after divorce. Just in case you are planning to do that, hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live. I'll be right back.
Hey Prestige fam, show some love to the video. Hit like, subscribe, and share. Are you in Europe, America, and struggling in your relationship? From argument to abuse and trust issues, we're here to help.
Lola and I founded Prestige Marriage Academy to transform your story. With 20 years of friendship, 17 years of marriage, experience with navigating the ups and downs of marriage, and personalized coaching, includes 24/7 support. Ignorance is expensive. WhatsApp us at +1732 305 8577 to book a free discovery session today and take charge now.
Don't wing it.
Join us in creating the love life you deserve.
All right, welcome back. Now let's get into today's topic. But before we do that, I see some comments here that I was supposed to read before the end of the last segment, but I forgot. Sorry. So Mario says, these people, okay, where you read that? I say in fairness, either home or abroad. I say that in fairness, yes. Yeah, but the issue is that when you're married, you're mixing so many things together. Like so many things, your whole life is mixed up together. So the idea that where you did not sow is just a stupid point. It's a stupid, myopic point. It's lack of critical thinking that make people talk like that. Once you're married to a person, it's not going to be as simple as who actually bought the property. No. And it's going to continue to be that it's not going to be that simple. So to define fairness is going to take a little bit some type of debate. Okay, it's debatable. Okay. If you're in Nigeria, you better put your property in your name. Dum-dums. See, exactly. So imagine a woman in the same Nigeria where they say, hey, we're just together now, and they put some kind of property, or they put their money together with their husband and they purchase property, or they help them purchase some shares at the bank and stuff like that. And then something happened to the marriage and they are telling you that you want to sow where you didn't reap. You see? It gets very, very funky and very, very dicey really quickly. So they drag each other, right? It's crazy. What did he mean by reaping from where he did not sow? That's some form of bitterness. So we know exactly. You're predictable. We can smell you from afar. If you are speaking manosphere talking points, we can tell, okay? More and more people can tell. And we understand that it's going viral. You might not have specifically been in manosphere, but we know that you are absolutely coming from a place of competition and marriage in the same sentence. If you operate in that way, like I said earlier on, you go collect.
Sorry.
If you have to compete with a spouse, stay in your father's house. Stay clinging to your mother and don't leave your mother and your father, like the Bible said. Just stay clinged to your father if you have to operate in that way. All right, so feeling hopeless. Let's talk about this story today. My husband won't listen. Is my marriage over? So I have a story here that I'm going to read out, and then we're going to talk. Okay. And then in addition to that, I have some 5 tips for the person in question. Okay. So some of these stories are email, some of them are actual people. Okay. that I'm working with. So I'm also, if you're not a client of mine, you're lucky to get some of these tips. But there's theory and there's application. Application is tougher than it sounds. Just warning, okay? But it's still good stuff that you can take, keep in your packer book and use for the future. So I do have some tips to share with you once we finish analyzing the story. Like I did yesterday, I'm going to read it real fast. I want to know your opinion, then I'll analyze, okay? My husband won't listen. Is my marriage over? I'm feeling overwhelmed because my husband is adding to the stress my family already puts on me. Over the past 5 years, it's been one issue or another after another. I brought my husband to the US, but I never feel appreciated for it. He betrayed my trust when I found... He betrayed my trust when I found disturbing, flirty text messages between him and another woman. I confronted the woman, but it seemed he had already prepared her to lie to me. Though I have no proof of him cheating beyond this inappropriate text, the betrayal still hurts. When I was going through this, I confided in my cousin for support, but he ended up telling my parents. All I wanted was someone to listen, but instead it escalated the situation. My parents remind me of my misfortune every time things start to feel like they're getting better, and now they're pushing me toward a prayer with a prophet. Wala. My husband and I are still struggling. He doesn't listen to me and I'm getting frustrated. I convinced him to see a counselor at our church, but he feels the counselors are taking sides with me and aren't telling me the truth. We've spent additional thousands of dollars on neutral counselings, but nothing has happened. He seems content living in misery, but I'm confused about what to do next. 3 of my 7 siblings are already divorced, and my worst nightmare is to end up like them. I'm scared. Is there any hope for my marriage? That's it. What y'all think? Any comment? I already see a comment here. Jum says, confronted the woman. Women, please stop degrading yourself. Face your man, not the prayer. Okay. If you hear Otilo, peace. If you hear Otilo, please hit the like button. No, hit the like button. All right. If you hear Otilo, it's only MOP that can help you. It's only God that can help anybody. We're just instruments in the hands of God. All right. We're just instruments. That's all we are. Okay. That cousin now, wow. You can't hear at the back. No, I'm about to analyze, so we'll go take them one line at a time now. We'll go take them line. I just wanted to know, do you really need me to hear it so I can get your opinions again before I go into? Okay, let me read it one more time so I can get your opinions. Let's do that. Let's do that. Okay. I'm feeling overwhelmed because my husband is adding to the stress my family already puts me on. Over the past 5 years, it's been one issue after another. I brought my husband to the US, but I never feel appreciated for it. He betrayed my trust when I found disturbing, flirty text messages between him and another woman. I confronted the woman, but it seemed he had already prepared her to lie to me. Though I have no proof of him cheating beyond this inappropriate text, the betrayal still hurts. When I was going through this, I confided in my cousin for support, but he ended up telling my parents. All I wanted was someone to listen, but instead it escalated the situation. My parents remind me of my misfortune every time things start to feel like they're getting better, and now they're pushing me toward a prayer with a prophet. My husband and I are still struggling. He doesn't listen to me, and I'm getting frustrated. I convinced him to see a counselor at our church, but he feels the counselors are taking sides with me and aren't telling me the truth. We've spent additional thousands of dollars on counseling outside, but nothing has improved. He seemed content living in misery, but I'm confused about what to do next. 3 of my 7 siblings are already divorced, and my worst nightmare is to end up like them. I'm scared. Is there any hope for my marriage? All right. What are we doing? Any other advice? Uncle Benio says 1. Uncle Benio is taking note. Husband is an imported husband. Okay. Imported husband, for those of us in the back, means she filed for the papers for his permanent residence in the USA, for his green card. She told her cousin what's up in a marriage. Okay. 3, this wasn't her first rodeo. Okay. All right. Family stress. Maria says family stress, inappropriate text. So everybody's picking what they can hear. 3, confiding in family. 4, family brings up betrayal when issues arise. They sought help but no remedy. Okay. All right. We're getting it. But is there hope for this marriage? That's what we're talking about. The usual talk to pastor measures already in play. 5, she got history of divorce in her family. Okay, all right. What does this all mean? In case you guys are pointing out, what does it, I want to know what it means to you. What kind of advice could you give to this person? That's really what I know. Thank you for helping me highlight some of the points, because I'm still going to analyze anyway. She has history of divorce in her family. Okay, all right. Marriott says, yes, there is hope, but they need to separate the issues. Oh, I like that. I really like that. It's separating the issues is a big deal. That's definitely a big deal, and it's often very difficult for people when they are caught up in their emotions. Emotions is very sticky and muddy and everything together, and there's resentment everywhere. It's very messy. Very, very messy for a lot of people. So, betrayed and stressed. Uncle Beno say, my husband doesn't listen to me is my number 1 red flag in that story. Oh, it is? All right. Adebusala, hello. Where have you been? Good to see you. She said, a fear of divorce is clouding our judgment in this situation. I like that. I really like that. And then she said, well, she better not visit any prophet. Listen, this visiting prophet thing is real. Okay? It's real. Okay? When it comes to dating, if you are dating and you're not finding a husband quick enough, somebody's gonna ask you to visit a prophet. It's only a matter of time. Okay? They're gonna gain some courage, bold enough to come and tell you to visit. Like, if you are married and you keep and they know your issues in your marriage and it's persistent, not necessarily in real life, but their perception is that it's persistent, somebody is going to offer you some kind of wali, some kind of prophet somewhere. It's just what it is. If you're Nigerian, of course. I don't know about any other culture. If you are a Nigerian Yoruba Christian, let me say safely like that, because I don't know anything else. I don't even know about even Muslim Yorubas. Yeah. Somebody's going to offer you to see an alpha at some point. It's only a matter of time. Okay. It might not be directly your parents, but somebody close enough to you is going to care about you enough and offer you the services of an alpha or a wali. Okay. Maria says many dynamics going on. Our issue with our family, her husband's imported husband issues, infidelity, meddling, prophets. Is that what they call meddling? You guys always teach me something new. Is that what they call meddling? Or did you mean meddling the prophet? Or is that a different spelling? Is meddling equal to prophet? Okay, let's just call it meddling. And the lack of response to help. Why? I feel sorry for the person. It's too much going on. It's a lot going on. And a typical marriage crisis is like this. Okay? A typical marriage crisis is exactly like this. There's usually a lot of things. My number is there's about 200,000 things going on at the same time. Right? If you think of it in terms of different channels of spirits and emotions, right? It's a lot going on. And that's why a lot of people are ending up in divorce, because to separate them, and they want to talk about everything, by the way. They want to iron everything out. They call it closure. They're looking for closure. No be juju be that. Yeah, literally. It's like, how I need support.
No be juju be that.
Sometimes they said they want accountability. They have, some real things that we should seek, but when you mix them up together in semantics, it gets even muddier, right? It gets worse, right? So by the time somebody sits down and then want to iron things out and you pay them for 1 hour, they're not paid. Even worse, the pastors in the church, the council at the church, they're not paid. And even if you are going to donate to help, right, there's only so much you can give to compensate for them, because they're not really in it with you, right? So their attention is all over the place, and at some point they're going to just hear they're going to hear with the part of their brain that works. And if it's a Nigerian church, God helps you. If it's a Nigerian church, they might take sides with a certain side. Okay, no, forget that. Maybe they're not even taking side, but it's going to come off as they're taking side to at least one person. At least one person is going to feel like somebody's taking sides. Okay, and when somebody feels like somebody's taking sides, guess what just happened? Additional layers of emotions, additional layers of resentments to walk through, right? Wala. I don't want these Nigerian people to help me with my marriage. They are all, what do you call it? Misogynistic. Okay, they're all chauvinist, including all of the pastors. They're not telling you the truth. These people don't like you. They need to tell you the truth. Either way, somebody's going to feel like somebody's side was being taken, right? Anyway, I really hope being overwhelmed will not push there. Listen, when people go to prophet and alphas and they go, meddling and do things like that, I don't judge them. It's like hearing voices in your head. Right? It's like not having peace of mind, right? Some of these people are dealing with anxiety and panic attacks. Some of them are truly scared, right? So it's a very, very muddy place to be. It's a very confusing place to be for the people that are going through this kind of stuff, right? So it's not stuff that you can judge people, and it's not helpful to judge the husband either, because this is the choice, especially if you're a family member. It's not helpful to be judging that person's choice in a husband. You'll make them feel more guilty, and so you're not helping, even though your intentions might be to help. Like, what is wrong with him? What is even wrong with that man, Seth? He should get himself together. You're not really helping your friend if you do that. Okay, they might feel a short-term sense of relief that they're not crazy. At least somebody see where they're coming from. But when they go back to bed at night to try to sleep, they're going to resent themselves. They're going to feel a sense of guilt. Guilt is one of the poisons. You guys remember? All right? Guilt. Look on the screen. It's one of the poisons. It's number 6. So whatever you're saying to your family or friends, or whatever people are saying to you that make you feel guilty, and you feel like you're choked, you feel smothered, you feel like you should run away from even your own family, you feel like you don't want to pick up the phone anymore because it almost seems like all of them even want your marriage. Sometimes you feel like they want your marriage to end. Sometimes you feel like they're taking your side. It's confusing. You know why? Because of guilt. Number 6, the poison. It's poisonous. That's why you're feeling that way. That's one of the things that will make you feel panic attacks. That's why you're scared, essentially. Okay, you don't know, you're scared, you have fear of the unknown. You don't know what the future holds. You can't go backwards. The person that you're having sex with at home, out of responsibility, just assure, that person, you actually don't feel safe with them, right? You're looking over your shoulder. You don't know if your wife is going to dumbo you in the middle of the night because you haven't been in a good place in a while. Baba, you need to do something about that. So Beyond Braid says, this is a lot. She better divorce and face front. Divorce and face front. Not so quick. No. I don't think it's like I said, an average marriage crisis will feel this way. But we know from a bunch of testimonies, us included, that some people actually make it through and it's actually better than what they had before, and most people's marriages. So not so quick. Let me do the analysis. Maybe though. You know, what everybody can handle is different from people to people. So for some people, something small like this is so kinky. How about DJ? It's over for them, and you can't judge them either, because everybody's threshold of handling this kind of stuff is different. Okay, but like I was saying about Segun Obe earlier on, with God, all things are possible. And I think that's what Jerry Eze meant when he said, everybody's arguing about this, right? That's what Jerry Eze meant when they said, what's the phrase? So, what God cannot do does not exist. I think that's what they meant. Anyway, let's see. Welcome, Misty. Good to see you, Misty. All right. Uncle Beno said, one of the dumbest things I see women complain about is their imported husband talking to lady in Africa. I don't get it. How is someone in Africa giving you sleepless nights abroad? How? Is that a question? How do people have sleepless nights about somebody who is already dead? That's the same question essentially, Uncle Beno. That person is died, though. They're not in a jail. They're dead. Okay, they are 6 feet under, but somebody is having sleepless nights about it. That's the story that Daddy Freeze was covering before I came live. How is that possible, Uncle Beno? It's not a lot to you by this one. It's a lot to a regular person. You know, Jum, when you are in marriage crisis, it's a lot. Period. Right? There's no such thing as marriage crisis where just that small thing you can't handle it and that's why you divorce. You know, men will say that a lot, and I always correct them, like, no, you can't say that. They're like, something small like that, you can't forgive your husband. It's like, no, you can't manipulate people into forgiveness, right? You can't do that. You can try, it's not going to work. If they're not ready to forgive, they're not ready to forgive. If it's something that pains them that bad, it pains them that bad. It is what it is. You cannot measure emotions with your own emotion. That's lack of emotional intelligence, essentially, when people do that. You have to understand that what everybody's threshold when it comes to emotional matters is different from people to people. That's why the only stats we can get is after the results, after the divorces, right? So it's a lot. That's the bottom line. But can there be redemption? Absolutely, of course. That's the whole point of calling it redemption, right? It's a lot. Thinking everything was lost, like it's a lost cause, right? Like it's over, right? There's no coming back from it. Like a state of apostasy, they call it, right? Like there's no coming back from this. Oh yeah, it just depends on what you're listening to. There's redemption stories every time, and if you engage more redemption stories, you will see more redemption stories. All right, and we will have series later on where I will cover redemption stories. Okay, so we have a ton of them, obviously, but you know, also, you know, we spell out the problems. I'll give some solutions. You know, sometimes I will cover some redemption stories where, based on an ideal regular person's mind, there's no coming back from it. So, good point though. Good point, Jim John. Chidima says, you don't know about emotional abuse? Uncle Beno? I get it, but women should learn to approach such issues with less importance. Women are going to continue to be learners on this. You know, I don't know how that's going to work. I think it's a good idea. Is it realistic? I don't think it's realistic, Uncle Beno. I think it's a good idea that women should just learn to turn their brain off and their human emotions off. And, you know, I think it's a good idea ultimately. You know, but yeah. All right, let's see here. Yeah, something happened. I gotta turn something off eventually. All right, you guys could hear that vibration. I gotta turn something off later on after the show. Uncle Beno, Missy E said when he spends lots of time engaged on the phone via text or calls and even money transferred to that African woman, emotionally he is depriving the wife. Okay, all right. Jim said redemption will require participation of both spouses, but with this coconut head transported husband, that's a good point. Okay, but let me say something to you, Jim. What the picture you just painted is closer to an end result than it is the beginning, right? It is now required. Go watch the video I just released on our homepage. It's our home video now. It's the video that says how I saved my marriage. Okay, that's literally how I did it. Okay, so go watch that video, and you will notice that's one of the stories that I told in that video that emphasizes this fact. No, two people are now required to start the journey. That's one of the things we tell ourselves on the internet. It's not required that two people must start the journey in the direction that you want. It's never been a requirement. It's not realistic that two people start at the same time. It actually doesn't exist, right? And it actually doesn't exist. Let me see. I'm trying to see. Yeah, if you go to the home page, is the video not when we're live, because for some reason when we're live, the live takes over the homepage. But is this video on our page? I released it yesterday. Yeah, yesterday actually. It's a brand new video from yesterday. Let me see. Yeah, this video right here with my wife and I on the screen. This video it's a 30-minute masterclass. It's a 30-minute masterclass, as a matter of fact. It's called How I Saved My Marriage from Divorce. Okay. So in that video, my goal is to make it the most popular video on here, because we're also using it at the very end to invite people into the complimentary coaching session. But if you watch this video, you will learn why, not just me saying it. You will learn why and how it will make sense to you that it's not required that two people start the journey. In order, at some point, the other person needs to be engaged, yes, but it's not a requirement at the beginning. And we're talking about starting. You know, one of the most popular questions in any endeavor is, where do I start? Where do I start from? How do I get started? I'm confused. What do I do now? The question today is, what do I do next, right? Let me see here. This question right here. Feeling hopeless in marriage. I said do this. Okay. There was one of the questions. Like I think the question on the story. I'm still coming back to the story, by the way, to analyze it line by line. The question is there any hope for my marriage, right? So that's not the question, but one of the most popular questions is like, where do I start? How do I get started, right? So to start, no, it's not a required that two human beings must show up at the same time. And it never happens like that anyway. It's not realistic. But somehow we keep asking ourselves for that on the internet, right? So I get you. All of us are coconut heads. Let me declare this. All of us go collect today. All of us are coconut heads. Let's get that straight. Okay? It's the number one thing that's destroying marriages. The second thing is unrealistic expectations, mismanaged expectations. No, it is not finance and infidelity and cheating. No, it is not. I'm sorry, it is not. Those are more like symptoms. Those are more like easier things you can point fingers at. Obviously, another person's bad behavior. It's easy to point fingers at those things. But the forces of evil behind the scenes, you fight not the flesh, are the things destroying marriage. Two of them, pride and mismanaged expectations, unrealistic expectations. One of the unrealistic expectations is expecting two human beings that came from two different backgrounds to just arrive at the same destination at the same time. Oh yes, we're ready to work on their marriage now. It never works that way. It usually takes, when they go low, we go high type of deal, right? But obviously, I don't want you to be a doormat to another person. You just need to find the reason why you're fighting for something, right? And the other reason why people don't want to go in that direction is what? coconut head, right? Why should I be the one fighting all the time? Why should I be the one doing the work? Coconut head. All of us are coconut head. Let's get it together. I know I say that a lot, but all of us have coconut head. No, it is not me. Oh, me, I don't have coconut head. Exactly. See, that's exactly what the coconut head will say. Anyway, Uncle Manuel says the approach is the main issues for me. I think some women lack creative ways to shut issues down. You're right, Uncle Manuel. But the ideal is, how do we get them to do what we want them to do? How do we influence them? Adebusa said, Uncle Beno and his weird takes. When is it okay for married people to cheat? Did he say it's okay for people to cheat? I don't think he said it was okay to cheat. Oh, well, it's coming off that way because it almost seems like he's justifying it, right? Ha! Adebusola. Okay, all right. Uncle Beno said the focus should be on why was he engaged with a distance lady while the wife is available. You know, I like the question, but there's another why behind it. Why should the person think the extra mile, right, of why her husband, what am I trying to say? There's another layer of why that we must give a woman that we're trying to educate to do this. You guys get what I'm saying? They say I speak too much English. I know. Okay, Uncle Beno, I'm with you. If we can get women to think this way, I think there's a good chance the man will not be cheating in the first place. It's just a chance, okay? Because cheaters are cheaters, right? This is their bad behavior, right? But let's just say something is happening in the household and there's a why he's keeping engagement with a distance lady. But we're asking this lady, right, to think critical thinking, extra critical thinking. We want to educate this lady that it's better for her to think this critical thinking. We must now give her a why she should do that. And I'm waiting for your response, Uncle Beno. Like, why are we focused on her reaction, not the cheating man? You know why? Because she's the one complaining today. So we're gonna help her. We're gonna empower her, right? A cheater is a cheater. They belong in hell unless they repent. Case closed. Now let's help the person complaining. Let's help them either to leave the marriage or to actually do something. The bottom line, what we want to help them is improve the quality of their life. Looking over your shoulder that your man is cheating all the time is essentially a low quality of life. So whatever it is, with or without the marriage, you want to help her improve the quality of her life. And we want her to be empowered in that process, not just because we tell her to do it, but because she can see that this is exactly what I need to do, right? And now we want that to actually start getting results instantly, like before the end of the show, right? And if we help her spend too much time on the cheater, she might feel better too at the end of the show, but she will still go back to a cheater. You see what I'm saying? So we actually want to empower her today. Uncle Beno, he should be asking himself that. Why he choose to step outside and stop stressing the woman? Wala. All right, why am I doing the wala myself? All right, so let's keep going. MOP, in your own opinion or experience, please, what's the success rate of individual approach to solution compared to both spouses' rate? Okay, let me answer you, right? Individual approach is 100%. Both spouses' rate is 0. It literally does not exist. It's always one person who starts the journey. The journey to do what? For them to end up on the same page. What you are asking for in the beginning is the end goal. You get it? You get it? No? You get it? You get it?
You get it? Okay. If you don't get it, forget about it. All right.
No. Don't forget about it. Okay? The end goal is what Jum is asking for, where a couple, both of them are on the same page. In the beginning, there's always one coconut head that's higher than the other one. And if the other coconut head who is lower engage this conversation from this standpoint that you are asking for, it becomes a coconut head. That's specifically what is destroying a lot of marriages. Now, what if they are not coconut head at all? We will not have this conversation at all, right? They will just be on the same page, right? They will not be a part of this conversation at all, right? So individuals starting the journey in the direction of what they want, right, is 100%. If we're measuring one against the other, of course, right, there's no such thing as 100, right? But if we're measuring just one against the other, it's 100% success. Waiting for the other person to become your same level of coconut head is a failing strategy, and as a matter of fact, it's a loser's strategy. Because obviously, for you to be waiting that way, you don't feel empowered. You don't feel like your own life matter. You're putting your own life on hold before you work on it. Now, remember that it's not about working on the marriage. It's about working on yourself. If the marriage is fixed, it's a byproduct of working on yourself. When you work on yourself, you engage your ability to influence your partner. You engage your power. You have that power, but when you're engaged in pride, particularly if it's mixed match up together with you are a victim, you cannot engage your power and be a victim at the same time, right? So you have to evolve beyond being a victim into survival level so that you can actually engage your power, right? And then you increase the chances of influencing your partner to work on the marriage. But if you start by both of us must be there, it's a failing strategy. It never works. Okay, it just never works. Let's see. He's the best person to answer that question, Uncle Beno. Hey, voila, you guys are still stuck. This guy. We don't have access to this guy. Remember, it's a coconut head. He's not here. The person that we have access to is the lady, right? Uncle Beno told us on his channel to cheat respectfully. If you don't get any... Uncle Beno, did you say that? Did you say to cheat respectfully? Cheat and respectful in the same sentence. Interesting. I would like to hear more of that. I'm always listening to Uncle Beno, by the way. At least I catch the replays, but I didn't catch that one. Remember, I'm a traditional lawyer. Wahala is a traditional lawyer. Jim just said, I disagree. No one will do their work for them. See, you're thinking that you're doing the work for them. So now I agree with you, because your thought was you think you're doing the work for them. You see where it went wrong? Right? Even before I read the rest of your sentence. Okay? If fixing your marriage means you're doing work for the other person, it will fail instantly. That mindset, is going to fail immediately. This is what most people go into counseling to go do. They go there to because that's why they force their partner to come into the counseling. It's like, hey, let's go to counseling, because they're not even thinking about themselves. They're thinking about how the other person will fix themselves so that the marriage can finally fix. That's precisely what coconut head is. Okay? Stay faithful. If he has any problems that will make him step outside, he should communicate with the wife. Now we have like 50 different issues in your statement. Okay, we're talking about infidelity, we're talking about fixing the marriage. Here's the thing, let's simplify it. She has a choice to make. What do you want? You want to fix the marriage or you want to stay in the marriage? We have to help her make that decision first. I want to leave the marriage, problem solved. Let's go ahead and file the paperwork. Let's get going with that. Now, let's work on your future. Because now, your shadow follows you everywhere you go. I know. I know it was his fault all along. You after was the cheater, right? I know.
I never expected it.
But your shadow follows you everywhere you go. Okay? And of course you haven't paid attention to your shadow because you've been paying attention to the cheater, right? And how the cheater should just fix their problems, right? But now your shadow is going to get highlighted. So we're going to help you file those paperwork. so we can, and then do the work so that your shadow, when it shows up later on, why do you think, even when it's cheated, why do you think second and third marriages have 75% rate of divorce as compared to 56% around the world for first time marriages? What do you think? I have an idea. Maybe it's coconut head. Maybe it's focusing on the other person doing the work. Maybe it's disengaging from the power of influence that you have, that you don't really see anymore. We're getting there. Okay, let's keep going. No worry. It takes time. We'll get it. It takes time. Don't worry. Prestige fan is not ready for this high level conversation yet. Though my sis will roast me. Let's see. Uncle Bernard, thanks. Say we're not smart enough. He never said that. Oh, ha! Chidema. He never. Did he say that? He didn't say that. Beauty. He didn't say you're not smart enough. Hey, yes, so bye. Uncle Bernard, thank you, MOP. We should help her first. As far as I'm concerned, the husband has not cheated yet. He's only fulfilling some desires which is apparently missing from the spouse angle. Maybe not missing. Some people are gluttons when it comes to these things. Maybe, but again, he's not complaining to me, you know. He's not complaining to me. The only person we can really help is the person that has the power to talk. And you're going to find that in today's tip as well. But does individual approach always bring the family back? No, he brings you back. And then it increases the chances. You've lost yourself. It brings you back into yourself. And that dramatically increases the chances of possibly bringing the family back. Okay, the idea of family is multiple human beings. We can't control other human beings. Remember, you can control yourself. That's why you should never be waiting for the other person before you start working on yourself. Oh, but I wasn't talking about working on myself. No. It's the same thing. There's no such thing as working on a marriage outside of working on yourself. It's the same thing. Start working on yourself. Start working, own it. Have full ownership of whatever is going on. Start with how you feel. How do you feel? What does it make you feel when your husband cheats on you? If you can't own that, and if you don't know what owning that means, if you think that owning that means that you're judging or you're saying a person is an evil person and you're looking for more people to help you castigate them, you go collect, because that person is not even there to hear it. Their own judgment day. It's you that keeps hearing how terrible your life has been. You need to take control of that without waiting for another human being. It's very key in this conversation. But that's not what Jum is saying. Jum is saying it takes two people to tango. Exactly. No. It has never taken two people to start the tango. Okay? You're looking at the tango when the dance is already going on. When it looks sweet and they're going like this. I don't know what tango is, by the way, but I'm guessing it's a dance, right? You don't want to wait. Just stop waiting for other people to fix your life, which increases your chances of fixing a marriage. Don't be fixing marriages. Fix your life. Work on yourself. Working on yourself will give you better clarity if the marriage needs to be worked on or not. One thing comes before the other. The one thing that always comes first here on this platform with the Prestige family, the one thing that always comes first, okay? I'll repeat myself. I don't mind. I'll keep repeating myself. It's okay. The one thing that always comes first is self. Self, power, social, seduction, attraction, emotional intelligence. Do you see accountability there? No, you don't. Listen, there's about a zillion other platforms that will help you hold people they can't see accountable. Okay? Me, I'm just here to empower you and show you that you have more power than you realize. Okay? Let's see here. No worries, we got some time. Let's see. There are times, Uncle Ben said, there are times when a man wants to talk and laugh, but wives are busy nagging and complaining. What then do you expect? The man will talk to who makes him more. Me, I don't agree with you on this, Uncle Ben. No, I hope you know. I don't agree with you on this. The thing is that I will neither justify the man or judge him, because I have no idea what that looks like. I have to work with her story. That's it. Okay, it's as simple as that. Okay, I'll have to work with her story. Her story is her reality, and my goal is to empower her. There's no justification for cheating. Okay, it gets worse when you justify cheating. It's almost like a bigger crime to justify cheating. But Uncle Beno is 10 toes down. He said abroad is lonely for men, please. Anyway, if they drag you in that chat today, you deserve it, Uncle Beno. I'm sorry, gone. So fulfilling desires with someone else, not your spouse, is not cheating. See, they're engaging you. They like you, but they'd rather you take over the show right now. MOP, I commend your optimism regarding this issue. She asked if there was hope for her marriage. Well, my answer is maybe, but at what cost? There is hope. Hope means exactly that, hope, right? Hope is not a guarantee, but there's definitely hope, you know? Now, there is cost to everything in life, including divorce. Oh, you never expected it. You never seen that coming. No, you didn't know? You didn't know that there was cost to divorce? Even if you're running away from yourself? Huh?
He shock you.
There's cost to divorce too. There's cost to everything worthwhile in life, right? So we end up on the same page, Adebusola. There's cost to everything that's worthwhile in life. So choose your cost. Choose your battles. It's all a battle of some sort. Depends on how you see it, right? But thanks for recognizing my optimism, right? It's also what I do for a business. So I'm in the business of helping people get themselves back and obviously getting their marriage back. But it's not really about the marriage. We don't put marriage on a pedestal here. A good marriage is a function of the people in it. If you have trash people inside of a marriage, it's a trash marriage. So treating the marriage is a waste of time. Treat the peoples. Start with self. We don't wait for another person to start the work on yourself. Don't do it. Life is not your mate. Time is not your mate. It waits for nobody. Don't be waiting for other human beings. Okay. Uncle Beno said, drop the link so we can clear this. Okay. How much time? Uncle Beno, let me analyze first. I'm with you. We're going to drop the link and do the tips together like we did yesterday. All right. I'm about to rush through now real quick. Do you ladies realize how empty and lonely this abroad? No. Uncle Beno, you're on that one. Let me see. Some men think men don't feel what they feel. It's hilarious. Yes, that's the other thing. Women catch congee just like men, and loneliness. As a matter of fact, my estimation, women are emotionally cheating more than men these days. Think about it. Who are these men cheating with? Other men? Anyway, I finally get you, MOP. Individual approach increases the chances of getting the family back. Thanks for your patience. Yes. It's chances. It's all hope, chances. Nothing is guaranteed, right? But it increases the chances. But many people, they just start and stop at it takes two to tango, and then they continue to feel confused, even though they're telling themselves it takes two to tango. Like, okay, so you're gonna keep waiting? Okay, good luck. Thank you, Junjun. Thank you for your patience. It takes a while for people to get me. Some men think men don't feel. Okay, we already covered that. All right. So, Chia say chai. A lot of action is going on here. Meanwhile, I'm trying to catch up on 2x. I have a while to go. Oh, well, it's okay. Let me do the analysis. Okay, so I'm feeling overwhelmed because my husband is adding to the stress my family already put on me. Family. Extended family, okay, in marriage crisis, they are the culprit. Yes, including your mother and your father. Yes, no, it doesn't matter if it's just the mother of the man or no, it's all of the above. Okay, they are part of the problems. Now, here's the thing: them being part of the problem does not make them accountable or responsible. They're not responsible for the health of your marriage. I'm sorry. Okay, one of the easiest people to point fingers at the extended family. It just doesn't make any sense. Think about it. They're not living with you. They are influenced. They are like the weather. You cannot blame the weather for you not getting to work that day. You get fired. You are accountable for how you get to work if you are required to be at work. If it's a societal level thing, let's say it's dangerous and the governor of the state already called emergency. Let's say there's a what do you call it? Blizzard? The snow. There's too much snow, right? And or there's fire outside, or there's a hurricane outside, and the governor called. You need the governor to call emergency before you can decide that it is the fault of the weather. You will get fired. So blaming or putting your focus of blame on extended family is only going to make matters worse for you. Remember, I've acknowledged they are part of the problem. What problem? Your problem. Okay, these are the problems you are responsible for. You came from a family, that person came from a family. Two families are coming together to create marriage. That's how marriages are created, interestingly. So these are additional layers of things you need to learn how to manage. We talked about managing in-laws here yesterday. Not only that, using blame as a strategy, blame or shame, will always you will always shoot yourself on the legs. I understand it's the natural knee-jerk reaction thing to do. Okay, you can't wait to tell us whose fault is what is fault is whose fault is what. Okay, blame is a poison. Number 3, blame and fault. So what do? How do you hold people accountable? Let's start with self-accountability. Accountability doesn't mean fault. It just means you're deciding to take control of your own life. It means you understand you will need help, support systems. It means you understand you will need tools, right? And systems. Because human beings are not your mate. You're also caught up in your own emotions, which is the reason why you're looking for the quickest things you can blame. One of them is family. Okay, so I'm telling you that so that you can, when you bring family into this, either your mother, your father, listen, the only thing you can do with these people, the most you can do is boundaries. And that boundaries you better be setting on yourself. Setting boundaries on other strangers, they just look at you funny, like, are you mad? You're the one that will tell me, like, boundaries for yourself, what you can allow. That's all you can do. So it's really you, what you can allow, not what you are allowing people to do. Right? Because think about it. Self-love, self-respect, self-esteem is a function of how you see yourself. It's how you take care of yourself, right? When people see that you take care of yourself, you love yourself, you care for yourself, you have self-respect, they naturally want to be a part of that. They want to take care of you, right? But no, I've always taken care of myself. No, you haven't. You just thought you did. You didn't know how to. And that's part of the self-work that you have to do. Okay? Why is a man cheating on you? Because you are there. That's why they're cheating on you. If you had left, they would not be cheating on you. Right? They will be cheating on their own destiny. By the way, you're still cheating on the destiny. But I'm just saying, why are you feeling that pain? Because you are there. There's a part of you that's... You're there. Okay? What if you remove yourself? That changes everything. Well, here's the thing. But I don't want to just leave my marriage. It doesn't have to be a permanent decision. None of this have to be a permanent decision, okay? But it's micro, mini response to different things. If people don't value you, there's a good chance you don't value yourself. That's what I'm trying to say. It's just a chance, okay? Sometimes they'll lead with that. You have to correct them, right? Say, I will not take nonsense. But you have to repeat yourself second or third time. It's not working. They don't value you. And why are you repeating yourself third or second time? Because you don't value yourself too. You are doing shalaye. So you should just leave when you cheat? No, that's not exactly what I'm saying. It's not that simple. But what I'm saying is tolerating them on an ongoing basis is demonstrating that it's okay, regardless of what you say you don't want. Let's keep going. Again, poisons, blame. Blaming yourself, guilt, blaming other people, focusing on blaming is a great way to shoot yourself on the legs. It consumes a lot of energy. It's no wonder people like this will be getting panic attacks because they never get to solve the problem because they're always worried about how other people are wrong. That's what they're obsessed with. Let's keep going. Over the past 5 years, it's been one issue after another. I brought my husband to the US, but I never feel appreciated for it. If you imported a spouse, stop asking for appreciation. Okay, stop doing that. Okay, I can't imagine in how many other ways this mindset is showing up. That person is probably walking on eggshell around you, thinking or feeling the need like they will never satisfy you, because after all, you've given them their whole livelihood. That's a big deal. Bringing somebody out of the village and bringing them to America. Imagine the level of in-depthness that they already feel to you, and now it's showing in your behavior, and you're looking for appreciation, all this kind of stuff. So even saying that out so loud in this sentence here says a lot. What else has been said behind the scenes when they're in their basketballs and they're arguing? You know, when people hit below the belt when they're arguing, right? When they can't get the point across and they get pissed off, they start hitting really, really below the belt. One of the first things they say is anything that sounds like shaming, right? If I didn't bring you out of your village, yalla yawa buying, would you be able to run your mouth to me like that? Men will say that to their imported wife. Or the wife would just, you know, like, I need you to step up your game. I need you to step up your game. Like, are you the only one that came from Nigeria just 2 years ago? I know somebody, they will start comparing. I'm just telling you the possibilities here, right? So the fact that she will highlight that here says a lot. It says a lot about her conduct in every other respect. Anyway, let's keep going. She's not wrong. I'm just telling you what is possibly going on here. All right. He betrayed my trust when I found disturbing flirty text messages between him and another woman. Okay. I confronted the woman, but it seemed he had already prepared her to lie to me. Though I have no proof of him cheating beyond this inappropriate text, the betrayal still hurts. Now, inappropriate texts are precisely cheating. Any text messages or any behavior that your partner would do but they wouldn't do in front of you because it will hurt your feelings is cheating. It doesn't have to be sleeping with people. It doesn't have to be engagement with another woman. It could be literally buying another property behind your spouse. And you know you're doing that intentionally because that will hurt them if they find out. That is cheating. That's what cheating is. You're basically is betrayal, okay? You're betraying that person. You're betraying that person's trust. So there's betrayal here, right? What do you do with betrayal? You have to confront the person that betrayed you. You have to confront them, okay? Confronting them is demonstrating that you will not tolerate abuse, because that's abusive, right? You will not tolerate abuse. You're demonstrating that you will not tolerate abuse. It's not a guarantee that they will tell you the truth, all right? There's more work that needs to be done. In fact, redemption will be needed. It doesn't matter if it's just one small text. The problem is that the impact emotionally is just as big as if they found you plugging somebody's back out. I'm sorry, excuse me. This is why they won't allow me in church. Okay, that's what their brains will imagine. So the betrayal is just as big in the grand scheme of things, in the reality of the impact it puts on a marriage. So the first step is you have to confront it. Second step is that yes, some type of redemption and healing will need to happen, because that's gonna haunt your marriage. If you push it under the rug, it will continue to haunt your marriage, right? So I'm not gonna say just leave, because that's unrealistic. Most people will not leave. Instead, they will be more obsessed with winning. They want to win the man from the strange woman. This is the reality of what's going to play out, okay? If you think it will never be you, I pray that it will never be you. That's the prayer, okay? All right, pardon my manners. Let me come to the chat because I wanted to see if I can get through it, but let me see how far I've gone. Okay. All right, before I get into the cousins, let me see what you guys are saying in the chat with my commentary so far. Let's see. What led to the betrayal though? It doesn't matter. Once you cheat, steal, lie, or murder a person, it doesn't matter what led to it. You're going to hellfire. Okay. I know I said, what has you reacted to? Don't take me out of context. If you commit by somebody, we don't care what led to it. Okay. If you cheated, you lie, you steal, it doesn't matter. In real life, it doesn't matter what led to it. No, wait, Uncle Ben, no, we'll do it together. Don't worry. Let me just do my analysis. Thanks for this definition of cheat, Ola. No worry, we'll talk. Listen, if you know that your behavior will hurt your partner, including when you go, remember when I told Auntie B on our show one day, I said, when you and your partner agreed that you want to lose 20 pounds each, and somehow at 2 a.m. you are eating ice cream in the fridge at 2 a.m. You guys remember this? It's cheating, and that cheating is not necessarily more innocent than the other cheating that you think is grave. It's not. It's cheating. You wouldn't want them to find out, and you are hiding it. You are hiding that behavior. That's cheating. Ola, are you trying to water down cheating? Is that watering down? That's cheating. You wouldn't want them to find out. But that's the definition of cheating. But I get it. The emotional impact of certain types of cheating obviously is greater. This person cannot trust you until there's redemption, until you actually earn the trust back. Earning trust back is a very difficult process to go through. That's why don't try to pull it off by yourself. You need support, but it's doable. Okay. Now, condition make crayfish bend. Uncle Beno, would she import if she got options in the abroad? Thank you. That's it. Yes, they feel entitled to your whole destiny and even eternity. Yes, and it shows in their speech, in their rhetoric, in their behavior. And then in addition to that, the other person is already on the defense too. They feel like they are indebted to you. So it's a bad mix. Once you import a person, you need to pretend like that never happened. I don't know how you're going to do it, but that's how you need to be moving. There's a reason why you imported that person. If you had options, you wouldn't be importing. So stop walking around town expecting that candy for importing a person. It's not nice, and it's not me saying that it's not nice. You're going to create bad results, bad vibes in your family. Okay. All right. It looks like we're up to speed here. All right. What did I say? It doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what caused it to. Yeah, you're gonna tell the judges in the court when you buy somebody, like, oh, do you want to know what led to it? I guess there's some 3rd degree, 4th degree, 50th degree of buy a person, I guess. But your freedom is gone for life. That action thing, we got to be careful with that. We got to keep that in context. Very important. This is how some people never are accountable. Like women will say, oh, he made me do it. Made you do what? What you did? I did what he made me do. I did what he made me. Accountability. Oh, good luck if you're having sex with her, trying to get accountability out of her, though. Good luck with that. Good luck. So are you saying women are not accountable? Nah. Allow me to ponder in peace, okay?
Jesus is Lord.
No, seriously. Accountability from a person you're having sex with is very difficult, including men. It's very difficult. It's a very difficult thing to do because somehow, the entitlement thing. Let me continue here. When I was going through this, I confided in my cousin for support. Don't tell anyone. The cousin will now go to the other cousin and say, don't tell anyone. You see, human beings are gullible. Oh my God. They really do think that when they say, don't tell anybody, that's where it ends. It's between me and you. Just between me and you. Don't tell anybody. Unless we're talking about professional, because we do keep certain things confidential here, right? Because of what we do professionally. My money is attached to it. But a cousin, don't tell anybody. It's between me and you. Yeah, sure. He will repeat the same lines to the next person. Don't tell anybody, between me and you. Did you know that Auntie Shola, let's use that name again. Auntie Shola Now those are still struggling. No, they're still struggling. Yeah, but it's between me and you. Please don't tell anybody. The other one will now go and tell the other one, right? And now the one at the very end of the 20 chain reaction will now say, how did it happen? Uncle Beno say, how did it happen? What caused the other person to tell the other person? And then what caused this other person to tell this other person? And then what tells this other person or caused this other person? Ojo will laugh about that. You can explain tired though.
You go explain because no evidence.
Hey, hit the like button. No sound. Sorry, yo. No sound. How far did I go? Don't worry. I didn't go that far. I'm back. I was coughing, so I muted myself. Oh Lord. Let's say this. Okay, so this is what I was saying. I was starting to analyze again. She said, when I was going through this, I confided in my cousin for support, but he ended up telling my parents. Of course, your cousin would tell your parents. Human beings are gullible. Yes, including you. Okay. Don't tell anyone. Oh. Don't tell anyone. It's between me and you. It's just between me and you. So of course they will tell somebody. Okay. But instead it escalated the situation. Of course it will escalate the situation because again you've released information. Okay. I have two screens. It's just that I also have to pay attention to the information I'm covering. But I probably should make that bigger, like a big buzz button, like bah bah bah, no sound, right? Sorry, Jerry. Anyway, so of course, if you're going to seek wise counsel, is key. Please, a lot of people will say, don't ever tell your matter. It might even be your own husband saying, please don't tell our matter. You got to be careful with that, okay? That does not include wise counsel. It cannot be just that your partner is the only person you can talk to. You need mentors. Obviously, a coach is handy. You need people that you can yield to. They don't necessarily need to want to help you scold or tell against, help you give your husband or your wife lashes. But they can also be there to counsel you, to help you see other perspectives and things like that. So I've seen a lot of people say never. It's not never. It's just that if you're going to share anything that's happening in your marriage, make sure it's done within a controlled environment. Because it's true, it will escalate because human beings are not your mate. They don't necessarily mean to harm you. They will just do the same thing you did. It's between me and you. Don't tell anyone, right? And before you know it, it's now a chain reaction that everybody knows. Okay, and also assume that everybody knows everything about you. Just assume that, so that you're not shocked and you're overreacting when you find out that somebody knows something about you. Because a lot of your actions are reactions, okay, overreactions, right? But they are actions you're responsible for. They are actions that only you can learn how to control, right? You cannot tell other people to not make you react. Good luck. You can try, but good luck. My parents remind me of my misfortune every time things start to feel like they are getting better. All right, and now they are pushing me toward a prayer with a prophet. Yes, a lot of Nigerian parents do that. They mean well, but they do that exactly. They're trying to like, so how are things? How is the business? I think like, and oftentimes it might trigger you to feel like it's not where it's supposed to be. And you don't necessarily want to be reminded about the status of something you would like to be better, right? So it's hitting a nerve and then it's making you feel funny, some type of way. You know they love you, but it's still making you feel, it's ultimately is pressure, right? Who's going to manage that? You. Only you can manage it, okay? Is it that simple? No, it's easier said than done, but it's a skill set you should learn. And it is not a skill to be holding people accountable. It's what most people do comfortably. Literally, they do it right out of their ass. They do it in their sleep. There's no skill set in holding people accountable. There's no skill set in finding whose fault is what is fault. There's no skills in that. It's something that we all do naturally. Okay? But when you're able to engage your power and actually attract the desired results that you want, it takes skills. Okay? It takes skills. Anyway, my husband and I are still struggling. He doesn't listen to me, and I'm getting frustrated. I convinced him to see a counselor at our church. Okay? Forcing your spouse to go to the counselor directly or indirectly tend to produce the same results. Okay? They are going there. It's either they are just like, okay, well, I like to put you. Let's just go. Or they are hoping that somebody will finally tell you the truth they've been trying to tell you. In other words, they also lack accountability, just like you do, right? And then by the time you spend 1 hour, you will end up arguing. And then the best case scenario is that, oh, kissy, okay, now we've seen each other, now we understand each other, but you go back home and then it's the same case all over again. It's just because the habits, you can't change habits in 1 hour, okay? There are certain habits that is going to be very hard for a counselor to get out of you, to get you to be quote unquote honest in 1 hour. It's highly unlikely. Okay? Doesn't mean that 1 hour counsel can't help. It just depends on how thick your situation is. Now, this case all over this place, all this resentment here, 1 hour is definitely not going to fix it. But he feels the counselors are taking sides with me, see? And aren't telling me the truth. Typical, okay? We spent thousands on additional counseling, but nothing has improved. Nothing has improved. So that makes sense to me. It's typical. He seems content living in misery. You see? He seems content. Well, men will find other ways to cope. Maybe one of these ways is coping, which is what Uncle Beno was trying to say, is all these crazy text messages. Maybe this is something he uses ginger his head to make him still feel like me. I still feel like I'm a man. I don't know if I'll pull this off. Maybe. Okay? That is still actions that he's responsible for, though. If he's in a funky place in his marriage, he's also responsible to help get things back to a healthy place. So he cannot use, it's not a good excuse. We can say, hey, that will get people into a place of bad behavior. That will get people having work husband, work wives, external, people will have relationship across the ocean because they are hoping like nothing will ever happen anyway, like it's harmless. They will convince themselves that it's harmless. Like it's, they like it's not, it's no big deal in it, They would justify the bullshit. Okay. So again, no surprise yet to me, okay? We've spent thousands, okay? He seems content living in misery, but I'm confused. If he was content living in misery, he wouldn't be exchanging inappropriate text messages with a complete stranger. He would not be feeling the need to keep secrets with his wife, living a secret life with his wife. So he's not content. I understand that he seems content, right? But he's not content. Just some people can wallow in misery seemingly better than others, right? Maybe that's just his way of coping, okay? Now, 3 of my 7 siblings are already divorced, and my worst nightmare is to end up like them, okay? Comparisons are destructive. across the board. It doesn't matter if you're saying it for or against yourself. Comparing yourself to anything outside of self is destructive behavior. Okay? Even businesses don't do that. It's a dangerous thing to be comparing your business to other businesses. Now, there's something called benchmark, right? There's something called baseline that you might, a healthy baseline, or maybe something you call a friendly competition just to be better. Maybe you have a few friends around you. That's a different conversation. But when we are in this kind of negative space and you are comparing yourself directly or indirectly to other people's stories, you are literally shooting yourself on the legs even further. It's camouflaged as you're just trying to know the bad things to avoid. No. It's camouflage. Okay, you are shooting yourself on the legs. That is creating an impact, a negative impact on your marriage. And then she goes, I'm scared. Is there any hope for my marriage? So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link for Uncle Beno wanted to come up. But while we're waiting, I'm gonna we have 5 tips that I need to share today. Hey, Jesus, help us with time. Oh, Lord, help us. Should we get into it? I've got 5 tips to share. 5 tips. Udemy is here. Udemy says, Uncle Beno, what bitter truth? Every man imported to Western world with text and chat people in Nigeria for the first years of his woman don't recognize the need to fill the emptiness he's dealing with. Okay, I guess that's the bitter truth. That's why I'm an uncle. I have to state the bitter truth. That's what uncle does. Uncle Beno, I'll let you have that. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Let's see. Yesterday, Uncle Beno was on a roll. Today, he's going down the drain. Now, wow. Uncle Beno, I don't drop the link for you. But I'm going to wait. Okay. Let me start going through the tips. I've got 5 tips. Any pushback against anything I've said thus far? Any pushback? I'm open. I'm patient. I promise. Uncle Beno, you did work today? You did work today?
Yeah, I did work. Fortunately, my downtime just finished. Now. I have to go back and start passing my medication. Let me just I know. Let me just use like 5 minutes to just quickly clarify something.
Okay.
First and foremost, to all my sisters listening now, please, I just want you to be literal for like 5 minutes to just hear me out. When issues like this comes up, and I like the method.
Not to say you're still at work and you still find trouble.
So when issues like this comes up, that's why I like the format MOP is even using now. Let us get out of our permanent zone. What I call permanent zone is that anytime issues comes up and it's about men and women, sometimes we tend to stay in one zone. Some people just say, oh, cheating, blame the man. Cheating, blame the wife. This one, we won't move forward like that if we are staying in one zone to look at issue. So on this particular story today, my take is simple. I'm not trying to underplay the emotional abuse part of it or the fact that the lady is being neglected by the man or something. Okay. But rather, I just want us to learn from it and take my word for this. Okay. Any single lady that is listening to this show right now, if you plan to bring a man from Nigeria or even any part of Africa at all, take my word for it. For the first year to 2 years that man will be here, he's going to feel so lonely. He will be super, super lonely. I know, I get it. Women, once the man comes, that's your own moment to be happy. It's like, oh, I've been waiting for you all this while. I've been waiting for you 5 years, 6 years, or 3 years after our marriage. Now that you are here, I'm supposed to be flexing now. But let me tell you, it's different with men. When we come over here, we left all the friends, all the lifestyles, everything we used to do, we left it behind where we are coming from. The first week, 1 month that we got here, we are excited, we are happy. Oh, wow, this is America, this is London. Oh, this is Canada. Finally, I made it. After a month, the reality will set in. The moment the man start working, he's starting from scratch, wherever he's starting from. The moment the abroad start hitting him so hard, he began to spend more time at work. You people barely even spend much time together. The lonelier he becomes. And remember something. This man comes here, he has no friends yet. You might have friends. Oh, maybe you go to a gathering, you say, oh, these are Nigerians. They just do hi. They are not his friends. I know I'm not expecting any sister to agree with me, but I will tell you the fact right now. That's why I said I'm an uncle. I'm not supposed to say things that will sweet you. You're supposed to be bitter for you to even hate me. So that when you face the situation, you remember, say, somebody said this thing before. I'm telling you right now. Yes, people won't get it, but I'm telling you.
So
you can't see it. A lot of women can't see that, this man, you don't come now, we're supposed to be jolly. But after a while, a month, 2, 3, he will be so lonely. He will be so lonely that the people that are giving him joy are those people he's texting and chatting. And sometimes some men don't even chat with girls like, oh, we are doing exclusive. It can just be friends, it can just be anybody. But those are the people that he can relate with. Those are the people that are speaking his language. Remember, you and him, you were just talking on phone for a while. You people are now living together now. Now, I'm not excusing it. I'm not saying, oh, it's justifiable. He's chatting a girl. He's doing something. I'm making reference to.
You're just saying that's going to be the reality.
That's the reality of how it is. Now, where I'm coming from, why I started identifying the things I thought that the lady in this story did wrong, was that naturally, no woman will discover that the husband you imported, that is supposed to be spending more time with you now, you people are supposed to be having fun. He is still staying in one corner, texting somebody. No woman goes, see where you no go vex now. The woman will vex. She'll be pissed. But here's the thing. How you approach that matters. That's why I'm emphasizing this fact that the man is freaking lonely. If you attack him, if you go by what you are supposed to do naturally, which is for you to be angry, which is for you to feel cheated, for you to feel like, why would you do this to me? If you use that approach, if you don't take time, that your marriage will not last. I give you 5 to 6 years. Once the man gets all his paper finished, my sister, you just waste money, bring person common. I pray that will not be anybody's portion. It won't be anybody's portion in Jesus' name. We are looking for solutions. I'm just trying to say that, look, when that happens, because it will still happen, if anybody is bringing any boyfriend, mark my word, when you caught him that, oh, he's busy chatting somebody in Nigeria or something, please, whoever is chatting in Nigeria is not your problem right now. Your main problem is, how do I get this guy to wake up to reality that, look, Nigeria has become past tense. So this is your reality now. It's you and I. So one of the things you can do is to acknowledge the reality that this man is lonely. Something is missing. Or you think all the 2-3 years that you guys are apart, he was not having fun with somebody in Nigeria. He was not going out with his friends, drinking, do whatever I want to do. But now he's here in abroad. He can't even go to a beer parlor and drink and come back in peace. You people just don't know how this thing affects men from Africa. I'm so sorry. But we have to mention it. We are men, we are not like women. Women can easily say, oh, let me adjust, I don't need a new environment. But for us men, it takes us a while before we can finally say, oh, let me find my groove. The groove, they're easy that.
So wait, you think women are easier to catch their groove when they are imported?
Look, I don't know how women feel, but from the little I've seen so far, I think women quickly detach themselves from Nigeria than men.
Okay, because Udemy said, oh, Uncle Beno, it's the same thing for the imported wife, I beg. They become lonely too. They left their friends and lifestyles in their countries.
Exactly.
So
I
should
agree.
men should men, you know me, I don't like the competition, but let's do whataboutism real quick. Should the men also just know for a fact right now that a woman will be chatting other men and other boyfriend they might have left back in Nigeria? Should the men know that for a fact?
It is what it is. When you are not with the woman, look, brother, you've known me for a while. Me, I know they do boju. I told a couple of guys here that were bringing their wife over to America. They are single young wives that they went to marry in Nigeria. And when we were talking and they were bringing some issue that this way they come, I tell them, dude, have you prepared your mind? Are you ready to work on yourself? Do you realize that it's going to take you a couple of months before your wife can finally live the life she's living in Nigeria behind?
Including our ex-boyfriends.
It will take a while.
No,
we just have to accept reality.
I want you to say that out loud. Including our ex-boyfriends too, Abby.
Yes, now. And the same goes for men too.
Okay, so let's use men. Let's use men. Now, some of our brothers are listening to me behind the scenes. About 20% of our audience here are men, right? And he happens to have a girl that he's been talking to for a while, and he's almost done with the visas, and he's importing his wife over. He's excited about his wife coming over to come and join him so they can finally start that family they always talked about. What are your expectations of how we handle this tonight?
Which one? The story you shared?
Your advice, your own advice.
My advice is
that
simple.
Just know right now that.
Thank you. You see, I believe in what you should expect when you are making certain decisions. Our people get problem. Yeah. We like to deny things. We like to pretend that this thing is not a possibility. Let me be honest with you. If you are bringing a man from Nigeria today, a man that you went to marry 2 years ago, you are processing his paper, you are bringing him today. Don't ever expect that man is coming, that he has not been messing with somebody in Nigeria. Don't expect it. He has been, what do they call it? Celibate. He has been celibate for 2 years after your wedding.
So you don't believe anybody is celibate? That they're all liars?
I believe some people are like that, but majority.
So how this person that's listening tonight, right now, that thought his girl was celibate, what do you want? What do you want him to be? Do you think he's lying to himself? This guy is lying to himself right now.
This is it. If he felt that his girl is celibate, that is a good strategy. He doesn't want to think about the negative.
He believes he believes his girl is celibate. But now he's hearing you. But now he has doubts.
He's a strategy. Let him just go with he's already made up his mind that it's not happening. Let him agree it's not happening. Until the girl comes, he should just have it at the back of his mind.
Okay. I want to go with your own advice. Let him just face the fact, right? That it is happening, right?
Yeah.
What now? Can you sell us on the benefit of him facing the fact that it is happening?
Thank you. Now, that is the right question, MOP. If you
take a breath. You're thinking about your answer.
I told you I'm at work. It's just because I just want to rush it before I leave.
Gotcha,
see, Baba. If he has it at the back of his mind that maybe somebody is messing with my girl.
No, he's certain now because he believes Uncle Beno. You know, Uncle Beno speaks facts.
Fine.
So,
when your girl come, what you do is when your girl come, you take her the way she is. You are starting your life afresh. She's a brand new woman when she come. Her past is her past. If you now find her,
the body count becomes 0.
MOP, do you want to help them or you want to them?
No. You're saying the uncle. You're saying the body count in his head. He should just turn it to 0.
There should be nothing like body count if you want the relationship to work. If you are thinking of body count, you are thinking of who was she sleeping with before she came over. Your marriage goes scatter for your eye. What he has to think of is now she's here in the US. I've seen my woman. She's here now. This is who I've been waiting for. Now she may still have attachment issue back home. You should expect it. She has friends back home. She has people she has to talk to, mama, auntie, many people.
No, I already agree with you, Uncle Beno. I already agree with you because it's your opinion, right? So I already agree with you. What I'm saying is that this young man listening behind the scenes tonight, who had chosen to believe his girlfriend, and he felt like the lifestyle of my girlfriend aligns, like there's nothing to not believe. But now, he has doubt, right? It's like these uncles, they speak truth, or they'll speak facts. They don't sugarcoat nothing, and he's chosen to believe you tonight, right? So, and that's my question: that what is the benefit of him facing this fact today?
The benefit is, at least you will have peace of mind first. You will not be shocked. I'm looking at your face, MOP.
He will have peace of mind tonight.
I'm telling you.
How is he going to have peace of mind tonight with everything his old uncle said tonight?
Okay, let us deceive him there. Let us deceive him there. See, your guy know they do anything. No, she's Holy Mary. Nobody is even talking to her. She's walking the street. Nobody, they call her. Is that okay? I think that is better.
No, it's too late. It's too late.
If you are listening to me, your guy is Angel Gabriel. No, nobody is touching her. Nothing. Let's cut the crap.
No, the body count is 100. It's too late. The body count is 100.
Nobody cares about body count when it comes to matter of love. If you want your marriage to work, there are some things you have to overlook. How could you be in America? You are worried about what is happening in Nigeria.
So what you are saying, what you're suggesting?
Situation we preach. Wait, Baba. Is it not the same situation we preach every day? That people will be married in America and they are listening to family and friends back home, and those one will be ruining their home here.
I don't preach that people should set up cameras around their house so they can know all the facts. I don't preach that. Right? I don't preach anything that looks like people looking over their shoulder and trying to know what every facts are. I don't preach that. What I personally preach is faith and work. And when I say work on yourself. Right? And trust that you will attract who you are. That's what I preach. And then also, in addition to that, I understand there's no guarantee in life. In fact, the picture you painted could possibly be a possibility. But you said it like it was a certainty, Uncle Beno.
Which one is certainty?
That's what Marriott is saying. See, a possibility and certainty are not the same. The picture you painted is anybody who is importing anybody. Should just know for a fact, because it's the uncle will tell them the fact. They should know for a fact that person, because of loneliness. This is what you said now, Uncle Beno. I know I'm paraphrasing small. Correct me if I'm wrong. Because of loneliness, they will participate in bad behavior, have inappropriate text messages back and forth. And then I asked you to see if it's on both sides. You agree that yes, on both sides itself. No. And that's what you said. So you are saying it like it's certainty. You didn't say it is like it's a possibility.
Okay. MOP.
Fab Stolly say you are keeping it real. Yeah. Right?
MOP.
Yeah.
Do people want their relationship to work or not? That's where we should put the focus. Do you want your marriage to work?
Most people want their marriage to work. Yes.
Now, if you want your marriage to work, you should have some expectations. You should know that your spouse may spill some surprises on you. People are shocked when they have higher expectation that this person can never do this. That is where problems they come from. But when you expect it, okay, you are importing a husband from Nigeria, and you already look at it that this guy did not give you any reason to suspect him or to doubt him that, he's doing something behind you. But now
they said uncle said she's Shedi Balabala. No peace tonight.
Okay.
Your people there. Wait, Uncle Beno, before you run, I have another question for you, right? So human beings, right? Do they live more in reality or in fantasies?
In this time and day, people live in fantasy more than reality now.
No, period. Human beings, period. Their nature.
In this present day, people live in fantasy than reality.
So you
That's
think it's
what I'm
only in
saying.
this? Okay, let's just since we live in present day, it doesn't matter. So human beings in this present day, they live in fantasies more than they really. Do you think that's a good thing, or you think that's a bad thing?
Well, I think I won't say good or bad, but I don't think it's healthy when it comes to relationship to live in fantasy, because the reality will shock you.
Do you think it's okay that reality shocks people sometimes, like just human experience that they?
I don't. Well, personally for me, it's not okay. That's why
You
it's
rather
always
know
good.
everything upfront.
You don't know it, but you expect it as a possibility. Now, when that happens, it's like you already have a shock absorber to withstand it. I don't know if you get my point here, MOP.
I get your point completely, Uncle Beno. You're not wrong, right?
Baba, people act surprised.
Yeah.
When
no, they don't act surprised. They are surprised.
Okay, I agree.
And it's okay that they are surprised when they experience betrayal.
Exactly.
That's what you're saying.
But let's come back to the story you shared today now.
Right, this story, yes.
Imagine if this sister, I don't know if she's listening now or not. Imagine if this sister know two things for sure. That one, this guy that is coming, this my husband that is coming from Nigeria to live with me here, it's gonna take this man at least 2 years before he can fully detach himself from emotions and feelings to people in Nigeria. That is one. Two, if she believes that, or if she already make up the mind that the day I found my husband chatting or texting someone, this is how I'm going to approach this issue, she will not be shocked when she should
prepare
exactly
for the possibility of one day when I will catch my husband chatting with other women.
Yes, if that your husband is coming from Nigeria, I can tell you 85 to 90% of a man you bring from Nigeria, even though I don't have the data, you will catch him texting one day.
Every time you say number, you get me. But okay, wait, I'm with you. I'm still with you. Okay, if a woman, a whole human being, your understanding of how the human mind works, okay. Now let's approach this with some emotional intelligence now, right? Understanding how the human mind works. If she's preparing herself for the day that she will catch her husband chatting or on text message, right? If she's preparing for that, and then she decided that, okay, I'll prepare for it, or I will just close that part of my brain. How successful do you think that's going to work?
She's not going to close that part of the brain.
Tell us, how is that going to work?
What she's gonna do rather, and for anyone that is listening, is you already have a plan. You have a strategy. Is this not what you are teaching people every day?
No, I don't teach this.
You don't teach people how to withstand situation, how to confront situation when they happen. Is that not what you are teaching? Is that not the skills you are trying to give people? That okay, when your husband,
no, I don't. I teach them. I teach them precisely to assume best case scenario. I literally push
okay, and then what happened in the worst case scenario? What happened in worst case scenario?
It's highly unlikely to happen. That's what.
Okay, Motiba, I agree. But many people are finding themselves in worst case scenario
because they're not in the prestige family. That's why, or they are disengaged. They're still signed up for the worst case scenario. They still look at life as it's just a terrible, like a war zone, right? If you see this world as a war zone, you've created it. Now, welcome, congratulations, you successfully created a war zone. That's how the human experience works. So what you're suggesting is that somebody should think the worst case scenario and then shut that part of their brain off. That's unrealistic.
MOP, you don't shut it off. Don't make it look like that. For people may want to learn from this. You don't shut it
it's
off.
It's okay. You just correct me. Just correct me. Yeah.
Okay, MOP.
Yeah.
Have we not seen a woman who just got divorced and she was angry for like 2, 3, or maybe 1 month, and the next 2 months she's already bubbling, she's already having fun, living her life? What do you think makes her accomplish that? It's because she has already prepared her mind that if this thing goes this way, I will just accept my reality, and this is how I'm going to cope with it.
Well,
So
when I
in
see
the
that,
case-
let me answer the question now. When I see that, I don't assume that she's actually happy. I don't make that assumption. But I
But
also
at
don't
least-
assume that she's sad. I just take
Yeah.
it with a pinch of salt. That's all. It's not that deep.
But at least she expected it.
What do you mean?
Right?
No, I don't expect anything. I have no expectations.
No, not you.
Or her?
I'm saying
She
the
expect that
woman-
she will be happy?
No, at least she expected that the situation she found herself, she might end up being divorced, and she already prepared her mind.
No, nobody.
if this
No.
happens-
They still end up being divorced 75% of the time. That's second and third marriages. So again, this doesn't tell us anything. It's such a general thing that it doesn't really tell us anything.
You are not getting my point. That's why it just seems like maybe I'm saying something right now. What I'm saying in a nutshell is that if you envisage a worst case scenario and you already prepare your mind, you have like a defense mechanism in place that if this happens, this is how I'm gonna go about it. You are better off than someone who have it in his mind that it can never happen to me. When it happens to that person, that is when they lose it completely. That's
So-
just what I'm saying here.
So
If you are
let me help what you're saying. There is preparing for conflict handling, crisis handling, right? But specifically zoning down on infidelity, right? That is not preparation. That's obsession. You're probably going to recreate that in another way. It might not be exactly. You're going to recreate what you fear the most. You attract what you fear the most. What you explain, Uncle Beno, is fear. You painted it as preparation, but it's fear. You see where I'm going?
No, I don't see it, MLP.
What you painted, the picture you painted, is fear.
It's not
what,
fear,
What
MLP.
what you just successfully did for somebody who might be trying to import a wife tomorrow, right now, is created doubt. You don't see that.
MOP, let them go ahead and import without thinking that may be the possibility.
It's too late now.
Divorce, here. It's better to know that this can happen and prepare to defend it than to fool yourself and say, it can never happen. Oh, she can never be this. Oh, this man can never. How come people are called? They are bringing husband to
You just use another.
and
You
they
just
are
use another
divorcing them.
buzzword, Uncle Beno. I want to let you go, but you just use another buzzword. You use the word never. We don't use the word never and always in these conversations.
And that is in your own conversation, MOP.
No. You are creating guarantees and certainty. It doesn't exist in these
now.
conversations.
I agree.
No,
But
it
all of
doesn't.
us, they see the result. All of us, they see the result every day. We are seeing the result every day.
A man who is looking over his shoulder that his wife might cheat, right? He's better off not getting married, Uncle Beno. Don't do it. If you bought into everything that Uncle Beno said, don't import that wife. No, wait now. Wait.
You are twisting it. No,
I'm not
don't twist
twisting
it. Let me make it clear.
Okay.
Because somebody will hear now and say, "Oh, Ben say your wife will cheat." That's not what I said. Don't twist it.
We were trying to clear it up earlier. You said
no.
Uncle is speaking. That's what you said. Now you said Uncle is speaking. Clean it up.
You are the one interpreting it on the other way. What I said is this, and I started with the scenario you gave us. I said when you are importing a man from Nigeria or any part of Africa, you should have it at the back of your mind that there is a possibility that he is connected with some people back where he's coming from, and when he gets to this place, he will be lonely, and it will take him a while before he can detach himself from those people he's kind of connected to back home. That's what I'm saying. And then you flip it around, you say, okay, what if this is a woman? And I say it's the same thing. If you are importing a woman, you should also know there is possibility that she is attached to some people back home. And it will take her a few sometimes.
I get you,
she
Uncle
can
Beno.
detach herself.
Uncle Beno, I promise I get you, right? But the finest of the human experience they operate from a place of faith, not fear.
Good for them.
It's it's not good for them. That's what we all want.
Okay, good for them now.
The finest of humans, either you talk about marriage or you talk about entrepreneurship or any type of success in life, They operate from a place of faith. It's not that they're not aware that things can happen in life. I know that's what your point is, but they don't really they don't highlight or put so much emphasis on it like that, because the human mind is very flaky. It literally sits. Right? It literally sits there, and it can't remove itself. The way the human mind works, right? It's the law of attraction. As we continue to have the conversation, you will see more and more of it showcase itself, right? It's not that I'm saying people should just cover their face, blindfold themselves, and start walking through this earth. What I'm saying is that I said this when Tinubu was winning, when we're talking about Peter Obi, right? What I'm saying is, you know, if you leave your shop open and you start chasing after the thief, they will steal everything before you come back. That's what I'm saying. Uncle Beno, you did it. You don't mute. The noise was getting much.
I'm here.
You get it? That's my point. If you leave your shop open and you start chasing after the thief, they will steal everything before you come back. That's all I'm saying. You're not wrong, Baba. You're not wrong. I just want us to emphasize. I don't want us to emphasize the worst case scenario in this romantic game. They will shoot themselves on the legs. It's better if they don't. Like right now, the person that bought into everything you said, I'll tell them, please don't import. If they bought into it, they will not be able to remove it.
On the contrary, me, I will tell them to import. Because
why would they do that?
See, MOP.
No, it's a question now.
We are different anyway, but when we talk of cheating, you are concerned about what happened in the past. It's not the same thing as what's going to happen in the present. That's what I would tell the people.
That's what's going to happen in your fantasies. Human beings operate from their fantasies. They're going to fantasize about the worst case scenario if that's what they tend to focus on. Because that's just human beings. Remember, in these centuries, that's the way the human mind works, Uncle Beno.
Well, for me, the advice I would give people is this. If you are going to import a husband or a wife, get ready to forget whatever they did in the past and focus on what happened when both of you are here together. It sounds funny, right? But I'm telling you, it's
literally not funny.
A lot of people will still be married tomorrow, next year, years after tomorrow.
You said it's reality. Sorry to argue with you. It's fantasy. Human beings cannot operate that way. You cannot forget it. It will literally take over your mind. That's the what you said is the fantasy. That you will be preparing for the worst case scenario, and somehow you will come and just forget it on a clean slate. That's the fantasy.
What MOP? What do you call worst case scenario here? Somebody did something in Nigeria. You were not there. You don't even see.
Yeah,
and now the person is here. And now the person is here with you. Which is better? Is it not better to focus on when that person is here with you, or you want to be focusing on what that person did in the past? What are we talking about? Then if all of us should look into the past, we won't even be married now. If you have to know what was my wife doing 10, 20 years ago, or what was my husband doing, what are we saying?
Okay,
I'm just saying.
Let me repeat what you said. What you said, correct me now. You have a chance to correct me if I'm wrong. What you said is that I should prepare my mind that my girl, her back is getting blown back out in Nigeria. I'm about to import her into the United States. But I should prepare my mind. Wait now.
Make it worse when you say her back is blown out. No, that is not how it comes. Okay. You see, MOP.
Wait now. This is how my mind is interpreting it. Remember, I was telling you the nature of a human mind. Okay. So when she come back, I should just clean that part of my brain out, right? And start on a clean slate. Is that what you said, right?
I am not saying you are cleaning anything out. I am saying be prepared for some surprises. You may be lucky enough there will be no surprises. If your mind is ready, it's like they tell you somebody is a thief. This guy is stealing, he's stealing. Now the guy is living with you 1 year, 2 years. Your $1 has never missed.
No,
Are you gonna
I'm putting
secretly
cameras up to verify. I'm putting cameras up all over the house.
do
Secret
whatever
cameras.
you want. Do whatever you want. But 2 years, 3 years, your $1 never miss. Do you have any reason to call that person a thief?
Yes, because my mind continued to create 200,000 Hollywood movies of how her back is getting blown out.
Then that is your mind giving you that problem. You shouldn't have get involved with the person in the first place.
That's what I was saying. I said don't bring the person. You said no, they should bring them.
No, you twist my word. You twist my narrative. That's what I was just trying to clear. We don't have to put fear in people's mind to say this thing. We're just saying that people should be ready. If you are not ready to face the reality, don't even do it. I'm sick and tired of hearing women come and complain. He's chatting with somebody in Nigeria. You are crying here. So somebody who is in Nigeria, who probably don't have electricity, is causing you pain here. The man you are looking at face to face here, so he has disappeared now.
But you, Uncle Beno, you are surprised. You're surprised that the person in Nigeria is causing a person across the ocean pain. That's surprising you.
Can you clarify what you mean with that?
You said you are tired of women complaining about somebody in Nigeria is actually tampering with their marriage here. That is surprising you. You don't get what I'm saying? Okay. That's what you just said now. That's like it shocked you, like, right? Remember I asked in the chat earlier on, you're surprised that somebody is afraid of a person who has died, that they are coming to bother them, they're seeing their ghost in their room. You're surprised about that. You're surprised on what the human mind can do. The human mind recreates what it thinks. So that's why it takes a lot of work when people have gone through some of this trauma, right? That's why it's a lot of work to get them out of it, Uncle Beno. I wish we could snap a finger and they just forget.
See, you know? MOP, just before I leave, let me just conclude like this. I wish I'm at home, we would have dig into this way further. And that's why I said from
that if you schedule a session, I'll come on your platform, come and do it on.
That's why I say this is an advanced conversation. I'm not expecting a lot of people. I don't even expect even one person to agree with what I'm saying now, because it will completely sound strange. But I'm just saying that if you are here,
wait, they're telling on you. These people in the chat are telling on you. Did you say that at any point? They said, "Well, I bet you said you were chatting a girl too in the past now."
Yes.
So you can't speak for all men now.
I said that on Auntie B's platform now. Did I have to hide anything about that?
So maybe that's why you're trying to speak for all men.
I am not speaking for all men. The lady that wrote you now, did I know her husband? Is it not the same scenario? Do you know how many? Okay, maybe you know to get.
Yeah, so that makes two people. That makes two people.
Yeah, maybe you don't have a lot of those Nigerian clients. Wait, they will come. You will see enough. It's common. It's common.
It's common doesn't mean it has to be your story though.
It's not my story. MOP now.
Not you. I'm talking about the people listening. It doesn't mean it has to be their story. You are saying they should just be prepared for it. That's what you were saying. It doesn't mean because it's common doesn't mean it has to be their story. That's like saying every man will cheat. Just prepare for it. That's the same conversation. Uncle Beno, that's the same conversation, and I disagree. There are men that can't even get somebody to sleep with at their 50 years old age.
I agree with you. I'm not part of the people that say every man cheat too. All I said there, you are the one twisting it like I said generally. No, all I said.
No, you didn't say. I said it's the same conversation. It's they are trying to prepare for the worst. That's what that's what I said
today. Say if you want to do that business of importing a husband, know at the back of your mind that him chatting or texting somebody back home is part of the deal you are buying. That's all I'm saying. Does it make sense now?
No, everything you said to me made sense from the beginning. I'm just disagreeing with it, but I want you to see my point of view that the human emotions does not work that way. That's what I was trying to get you to see. The human emotions does not work that way. Once it focuses on trying to defend itself as the game, it will lose. It's like any other game in life. If your focus is defense only, you will lose. You will get left behind. They might not score one on you, but you will get left behind. That's how life works.
Well,
in any league. You understand that part now, the game analogy.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We don't want to, when we're talking about relationships and emotional matters, we have to remain in emotional stuff. We have to encourage people to focus on the positive, because the positive expands. When you focus on negative, it expands. It doesn't have to be somebody actually act it, but you will continue to fear for the rest of your life because your brain is focused on the negative. It's a very dicey thing. So I get that it's not always easy to see that way, because some people, their personality naturally just want to make sure of everything. They want to cover every base. They want to make sure no stone is left unturned. But it's actually a loser strategy. At some point, you have to trust and go and play some offense against the devil. That means you have to take risk. That means you have to put yourself out there, knowing that potentially, yes, you can get hurt. But no. It sounded like you were saying no. Don't leave the goalkeeper. In fact, don't trust the goalkeeper. Make sure nobody scores on you. That's what it sounded like.
I got you, MOP. But anyway, the lady that sent you the email now, how does it turn out for her? Your man is chatting now. Everything does scatter. How does it turn out?
She's going through life. She's going to figure it out.
But if she had approached the issue differently, knowing fully well that this guy I'm importing,
she wouldn't have imported him. Is the point? She would, if she was operating from that. She imported him because she fell in love. She trusted. She would not have. She would not have imported him.
That is the problem. That is the problem with our black sisters, especially our African sisters. They once they say they are in love like this, they will never open their eyes and think that, oh, this thing might go this way. Oh, let me prepare for it. I'm sorry to say, sometimes while I felt sorry for people who are undergoing all these kind of series of things, but sometimes my mind will just be like, really? With all your smartness, with all your education, with everything, it never occurred to you that you cannot trust a human being 100%. That even a human being that is faithful today, tomorrow he might not be faithful. It does not occur to you. Your education just fool you. Say, don't worry, this man will remain the same. Really? So I'm so sorry, but that's just, it is what it is anyway. But for me, if I'm even my daughter, that is my own blood, as small as she is, I tell her every day, people are not 100% what you think they are. Always expect that they might betray you. They might turn out not to be who they say they are. And I don't want you to put so much trust on somebody, believing this person can never change. And by the time that person changes, you are now devastated.
So let's narrow it down now. Let's narrow it down now. Your daughter brings home a guy. He's thinking about proposing, about to get married. You will basically involve betrayal in the conversation.
How would you put that? You can't put it that way, MOP. How would you?
But that's what we're talking about. We're talking about imported wife, husband now. That's what we're talking about.
We are having matured conversation here. What people who are adult should know. I hate it when they come online and paint all this stupid story. I'm sorry to say. I hate it when what you are supposed to know.
Let me get you.
Paint it in a way that
do you wanna do the tips with me? Like this. Do you want to do the tips with me? I have 5 tips.
Now. I have to be busy now, but I'll be listening. Thank you, Baba.
No wala. Talk soon, Baba. Yeah. All right. That was interesting. I'm gonna leave you guys with 5 tips, okay? Particularly for people that may be going through something like this, or you can relate in one shape, form, or the other. The moral of the story between me and Uncle Beno is what I teach here, right? Common sense says prepare for everything, protect yourself. That's not how to win in life. That's not how to win in anything in life. Okay? In life, you have to learn both offense and defense. You cannot put all your focus on defense. You will basically hurt yourself. Okay? You will hurt yourself because at the end of the day, you want to win. You want to be top 10, top 3, 5% of people in the world. So at some point, you're going to have to take some risk. And you have to, precisely, almost like you're fantasizing that you're going to be in the top of the people in the world. It's part of what makes you a human being and not an animal, right? You're a human being, so you are all you're striving to be the best of the best, okay? And that's how I want you to play personally. I don't want you to play to become average or below average because somehow you call it reality, okay? Literally, fuck reality, okay? You can be the best, okay? It's okay to fantasize, absolutely. Says who? Says who you can fantasize about being the best in the world? Says who that you can be with a partner that's absolutely heads over heel in love with you, right? And the last thing they ever want to do is hurt you. Says who? If you create that, you created it. It's okay. It doesn't mean it's your fault that they are participating in bad behavior. I'm talking about your experience, not their bad behavior, right? So it's no wonder a lot of people are moving in fear in their relationships. So even before it happens, they are already experiencing it in their head. They're looking over their shoulder. They are setting cameras everywhere. They're putting hidden cameras in people's like, what kind of life is that? Oh, by the way, they justify it with the same thing. Okay? They just preparing their mind for the worst. Really? That consumes a lot of energy. It's not worth it. Nobody is going to be here forever. Don't live your life like that. Okay? Nobody is going to be in this world forever. Don't live your life like that. If you catch somebody, they betray you, they deserve every woto you give them. At that point, you decide. That's the only time you can decide anyway what you can do with it. Okay? So, shout out to Uncle Beno though. I like the pushback because it allows us to really, because this is what common sense look like. This is why I push against the idea of common sense. You need to take it. It's not common sense is bare minimum. You need to take it a lot higher than that. Common sense is what everybody has. You need to take it higher than that. Young ladies, you have to put yourself out there. If you are struggling because you don't collect before, well, that's sad. But you need to work on that so that you don't miss out on life. If you're struggling in your marriage because you are busy just snooping around, you're a detective in your house, you are no longer enjoying the marriage. What's the point? That's useless. Don't do that to yourself. And no, it's not going to be, you can't snap your finger and turn that off. There's a reason, there's a valid reason why you're operating from a place of fear like that. That needs to be worked on. You need help to disengage your brain from that. You need healing. Because like I always say, you're probably missing out on life. Life is not guaranteed for anybody. It's as simple as that. Don't be trying to guarantee life by watching every corner. Like, why are you doing that to yourself? All right. So the least you can do from this session is at least know that it's not healthy to be operating from that standpoint. If you are going to import a person and you're already feeling like they are going to betray you, stop everything. It's not just as simple as you want to make sure that you're prepared. No, you're going to punish you and that person for the rest of the life of that marriage. Don't import that person if that's how you feel already. If you don't see enough, if you don't feel enough faith in that person that nothing like that is going on, don't do it. And yes, it's still going to be faith. Okay? It's going to be a move of faith, meaning that nothing is guaranteed in life. But don't go and be obsessing over that. Uncle Beno did not say obsess over that too, but I want to emphasize, don't go and be obsessing over a guarantee that everybody just does it. Don't do that to yourself, and don't do that to that person either. Okay? No one is perfect in life. You're not perfect either anyway. So is that to say you should be expecting people that are just committing bad behavior? No. It's okay to be a normal human being that fantasizes about being the best human being in this world. That's okay. That's how that you're enjoying life. Oh, you're enjoying life and they are lying to you like, says who? Nobody's necessarily lying to you. And then if you find out that somebody was lying to you, you react the way you react. Okay? All right, so it's not exactly that I'm right or Uncle Beno is wrong. I just want you to pay attention to that mindset. There's a personality type that thinks they can cover all base like that. You're deceiving yourself. You can't cover all base. The best way to cover your base is to Make sure you're becoming a better version of yourself every day. So, in terms of this story, my husband won't listen. Is my marriage over? I'm going to read it one more time. I'm going to give all the tips. All right. This is the question that came up today that led us to this conversation. She said, I'm feeling overwhelmed because my husband is adding to the stress my family already puts on me. Over the past 5 years, it's been one issue after another. I brought my husband to the US, but I never feel appreciated for it. He betrayed my trust when I found disturbing, flirty messages between him and another woman. I confronted the woman, but it seemed he had already prepared her to lie to me. Though I have no proof of him cheating beyond these inappropriate texts, the betrayal still hurts. When I was going through this, I confided in my cousin for support, but he ended up telling my parents. All I wanted was someone to listen, but instead it escalated the situation. My parents remind me of my misfortune every time things start to feel like they are getting better. And now they're pushing me toward a prayer with a prophet. My husband and I are still struggling. He doesn't listen to me and I'm getting frustrated. I convinced him to see a counselor at our church, but he feels the counselors are taking sides with me and aren't telling me the truth. We spent thousands of dollars on additional counseling, but nothing has improved. He seems content living in misery, but I'm confused about what to do next. 3 of my 7 siblings are already divorced, and my worst nightmare is to end up like them. I'm scared. Is there any hope for my marriage? So that's what we're responding to. Okay. Tip number 1. Let's get to the tip. Tip number 1. Focus on self-care. When dealing with emotional strain, it's crucial to care for yourself. To take care of yourself. Prioritize activities that bring you peace and joy. This self-care will help you stay strong and maintain clarity. See, when you're going through this kind of crisis, you're clouded up. Your judgment is clouded up. When you take care of you take some time to take care of yourself. It will help you stay strong and maintain clarity while working through challenges in your marriage. That's tip number 1. Okay? Good. You tell me, say, Uncle Beno does the issue when it's... I appreciate that he does that because I also don't like to bring people's personal life into this kind of stuff, right? Lady Navarre, I don't get why people don't go see someone to help, especially men. Men don't seek help. That's true. But, men, that's another topic. We could start another topic. Say, why do men hate seeking help? Even when it comes to physical well-being, they struggle with that. Yeah. Tip number 2, improve your communication skills. Again, it's about you, not the person that committed the one atrocity of cheating in there. It's about what empowering you. Improve your communication skills instead of investing energy in complaints. Is it complaint? It's not really complaint. It's complaint. It's complaint. Well, I guarantee that you will not admit that it's complaining because it's you. You're expressing yourself. But nonetheless, it's a complaint. If you go to the court, it's called complaint, right? Instead of investing energy in complaints, channel that effort into improving communication with your husband. Avoid assumptions. Calmly express how his actions make you feel, and practice active listening without judgment. Okay. Tip number 3. I'm just gonna fly through this, and then you guys will let me know how you feel or anything with this later on, because we're past overtime already and I really didn't want to repeat yesterday. Tip number 3, manage expectations with family. Remember family, right? Our own family. She's not even complaining about our own family, the cousin, right? Manage your expectations with family. While family members often mean well, they can unintentionally add stress. Shift your focus to the family you've built with your spouse. Keep certain topics between you and your husband and initiate this practice yourself. Don't wait for your husband, but you're the one that did it first. What about you? Remember the conversation with Jim in the beginning? No, you start. You start keeping some of this to yourself, and if you must talk to anybody outside of your relationship, right? then we'll talk about tip number 4 here, right? But keep it between you and your husband. Initiate this practice yourself, regardless of whether your husband follows suit. It's for you. You're not helping the person do the work. This is the work you're doing for yourself. These are things you should know how to do as a normal adult. It helps you. It helps you attract better experience in relationships. Okay? All right. So that's tip number 3 right there. Let me see. Mario says, tip number 3 is speaking to me. Yay, I'm glad. Please do a live on it one day. I'm serious, bro. It destroys the marriage when they don't do it. Men struggle with seeking help. We should do a live on that. Absolutely. Yeah. Why do men struggle to seek help? Why do men struggle to seek help? Unfortunately, only 20% of them are here because of the same reason. They hate accountability. Anyway, let's keep going. All right, so what number are we on? Number 4. Tip number 4: avoid comparing your marriage to others. Remember, she was saying some people have divorced. Now, there are people that will tell you that there's history of divorce in your family. There are higher chances that it will happen. You know what creates the higher chances that it will happen? Because it becomes fear in your heart. You disengage from the idea that all you need is good skills to survive marriage, to be successful in marriage. What you need is skills. No, you don't need any. You don't need. Of course, in anything in life, you need alubarika, some kind of luck or whatever. But you can't put your focus on luck because you can't really control luck, right? You can control how you acquire skills. You can control how you are improving yourself. You can control becoming a better version of yourself on a regular basis, right? And you cannot control luck. So why would you even make that a topic when you're trying to improve the result you're getting? Why would that? Like, everybody gets lucky. We get that. Yeah, we get that. Okay. But why would you make that a focus if you can't control it, right? Doesn't make sense suddenly, right? Tip number 4: avoid comparing your marriage to others, because when you do, you increase the chances that you will inherit all those calamities. It's easy to fear divorce. It's very easy, especially with all the numbers, 56%, 75% second, third marriages. It's easy to fear divorce. That's easy. Well, it's also easy to lose, to be a loser. How is that? It's the easiest thing to be a loser. Do you want to be a loser? You don't want to be a loser? Okay, stop looking at the easy angle of things, okay? Especially when it has affected your siblings, it's easy to fear divorce. But every marriage is unique. Focus on the value within your relationship, the value that your husband brings to the table. It's going to be hard to focus on that when they've cheated on you. I get that. That's why it is work. That's why it's highly rewarding if you do the work, right? Focus on the value within your relationship and avoid projecting other people's outcomes onto your own marriage. Even if you see similarities in certain situations, what do we do with these similarities? We generalize. We assume that the whole world becomes the statistics off of our own 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 experiences that we see in our neighborhood. And then effectively, we're wrong and right at the same time. Tip number 5: seek wise counsel. Seek wise counsel. If your current counseling isn't helping, consider working with a neutral, professional coach or counselor who can provide unbiased guidance. A third-party perspective may offer more clarity, especially if religious counseling feels one-sided. Religious counseling, more likely than not, will feel one-sided, especially if that person doesn't go to your same church or any of that kind of stuff. Okay? Anyway, those are the tips right there. I hope that helps. All right. Mara says, seek help on what issue, please. What issue? Did I miss something? Did I miss something? Let's see. That's to enjoy the convo while cooking, sir. Subscribe. Great facts. Okay. Uncle Beno said, "What are you referring to, sir?" Uncle Beno is always fun to have. So do me a favor. How can men seek help if we don't outline what type of issues require intervention? Oh, I see what you mean. You know, that's why I said don't wait for the man. If you're the one complaining, seek help. I've said that numerous times here. It comes off as I'm asking the victim to seek help. Well, here's the thing. If you feel like the victim, let's seek help for that first. Let's help you become a survivor first before we talk about another human being entirely. And to help with that human being if they don't deserve you anymore in that process. Again, self first. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Okay? So just to reiterate, okay, because this, as simple as this sounds, this is very tough for people. Focus on self-care, number one. Number two, improve your communication skills. Stop attempting to improve other people's communication skills. That's a telltale sign that you're terrible in communication. Okay, improve your communication skills. Tip number three, manage your expectations with family. Okay, manage family, in-laws, they're like the weather. You can't control it. It is what it is. You can only manage it. Tip number four, avoid comparing your marriage to others. Okay, the only other thing you can do with family is don't be that terrible family. You don't be one, because oftentimes you're one of them, but of course you can't smell your own breath. But anyway, let's keep going. Tip number four, avoid comparing your marriage to others. Tip number five, seek wise counsel. All right, thank you everybody for being here today. Hopefully you've been enlightened, educated. This is another one in the bag, another week. We did 3 master classes this week. Okay, I'll be dropping some videos throughout the course of the weekend. Make sure you're watching those videos. Watch these sessions multiple times. If you want to get the most out of them, watch them multiple times. You can't grasp everything watching these things one time. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live. Hopefully you've been enlightened, educated. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Hey Prestige fam, show some love to the video. Hit like, subscribe, and share. Are you in Europe, America, and struggling in your relationship? From argument to abuse and trust issues, we're here to help.
Lola and I founded Prestige Marriage Academy to transform your story. With 20 years of friendship, 17 years of marriage, experience with navigating the ups and downs of marriage, and personalized coaching, includes 24/7 support. Ignorance is expensive. WhatsApp us at +1 732 305 8577 to book a free discovery session today and take charge now.
Don't wing it.
Join us in creating the love life you deserve.